quite It was on the corner of Tatum and Lincoln at the
at the Omni something.
Right. Omni Hotel thing.
No, I like that one. That one's nice.
Beautiful. And they had the wedding outside, and it cost $4.75, I think, for the invitations to be sent. That's a lot.
I feel like that's a lot for the each. Yeah.
And they're
if it was like the whole batch, I'm thinking, burger shop.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, wow.
No.
It's not even the postage.
It was crazy. It was just beautiful. The wedding was just amazing, and they had people walking around with cocktails right before the ceremony. I'm sold. You can't get mad at that.
Right.
So, but it was just very fun, and it was beautiful, and so a weekend of love.
It's fancy.
Yeah, it was very fancy. It was very fancy. So had a very nice time. And you, sir?
Oh, we got Singapore, we have UK, Steven is back, and Nope. I'm like,
hello, everyone.
Hey,
Hi,
Nope, all right.
Steven. Nope, that's awesome.
No bagging up. If
Aaron,
you read
Bear
through
Walker.
other comments in the chat room,
She can't hear you, honey. If it's dead, she can't hear you.
there's an audio-only stream also that's going perfectly fine. So if you're on that, you can't get to video. We may be audio-only. I'm having trouble for some reason with the video output segment of the show. So, anyway, there's that. So we may be in and out. Who knows? I don't know. Computers are a funky business, and I clearly need to get out of it.
Good.
Harrison's here.
You're doing well.
Okay.
Oh, no, I meant day job.
Hey, girls.
Sure.
Azia Mambo, am I pronouncing that right?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that's what I
missed
saw
it.
very quickly. I need a
I do
cocktail.
enjoy the
What
mambo.
hell?
Yeah.
Hey, Mambo.
It's like a heartbeat.
Mambo
Feel it.
Italiano.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I went to Palm Springs last Wednesday. I saw Linda Eder at the McCallum Theater. It was very nice. Still do not understand the lure of Palm Springs. I'm going for 2 more days this week. And now I'm really at a loss as to what I'm going to do for 2 days.
Sure.
Layouts?
Unless you're into the Olive Garden and like chain restaurants. Like there's,
Yeah.
there's
Love
Did you
Olive
not
Garden.
find the bar I sent you to?
Yes, I did go into. It turns out I'm staying in Palm Desert where the theater is.
Okay.
Went into Palm Springs itself and went to the bar, and it was Wednesday was show tunes.
Oh,
so
okay.
I caught
Night of the
show
week.
tunes, but there was like 8 of us in the bar, and 3 people were like, "Oh, show tunes. Why do they got to play this?" I'm like, "Oh, shut the."
When
fuck
I
up.
was there, when you sent me that question about what bars in Palm Springs, I had gone there several years back, but we didn't realize that we were showing up on Pride weekend. So I
there's
was
the
there,
difference.
Sure.
but I think it was on a I don't know. It was on a Friday, Saturday. I don't remember what fucking day it was of the week. But it was solid wall to wall. And I literally made everybody leave me alone. And I said, you all go do whatever you want to do. I'm going to stay here. I was there for 8 hours.
Was that
and
where
I
you were singing and
yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember.
It was
that.
wonderful. Like
That
they
was-
do the white napkins when they all sang the Titanic song and no, it was so much fun. But I thought you might have enjoyed it. But I don't know how. Was it a good time anyway?
Yeah, I mean the selections were all good and they were very current. They had a lot of stuff from Glee, from Smash, from different movies, and then a lot of fun montages. There just was really nobody there, and
Nobody there to
I was
enjoy
so
it.
far from my hotel, like it was like 15, 16 miles, and I was like, I had 1 glass of wine, and I was like, well, got to pack this show up.
Yeah.
But it was late, and I think the show tunes went until midnight. But Linda Eder was just amazing, and I had I had a phenomenal seat, like 5th row center.
And you got to talk to her again.
And she was very nice, and she was remember I have a CD for you out in the pipe. For you to burn.
Very exciting.
So she was doing CDs, and she just wanted to do meet and greets. She was like, I don't tour very often. She was like, I miss meeting people. So she was going to be in the lobby, and it turned into a little bit of a cluster. And, she was saying, is there any way we can make some sort of a line, or we can make this easier for the people that work at the theater that want to close down the house and get out quickly after this is done? And I'm like, I got nowhere to be. I'll go last. And she's like, well, we have the end of our line.
Very nice.
And then
played,
some of the Palm Springs yentas were after her and started asking her, like, so honey, are you seeing anyone special? Is there anyone in your life? And I had like moved up to like buy my CDs with a credit card. The cash line was on one side, and I guess I was the only person with a credit card in Palm Springs. So I walked.
They
up
all
to
don't
the
trust
table.
banks and ATMs.
Yeah, so she just as the questions got more and more inappropriate and personal, she just kind of worked her way down to me, and finally the last lady was like really getting in her business about a special someone in her life. She's like, are they talking to you or to me? And I'm like, everyone knows there's no one special in my life. Question back to you. And so she was very nice, and I just got a little flummoxed and starstruck and a little tongue-tied, but She's very kind. She just refers to herself as being really, really tall all the time. She makes a lot of self-deprecating jokes about her height.
And is she?
She's maybe
No.
5'8", 5'9".
Oh,
like,
okay.
Which is fairly tall for a woman.
It is.
Yeah, but like Kit in a Shield.
Talking to these two women, yes, that's
Yeah.
really tall.
God, fucking giant is what she is.
5'6" is about the lesbian average.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Seriously, every lesbian I've ever met. How tall are you? 5'6". What
Oh.
size shoe do you wear? 8.5.
All right.
I wear a 9.5 in the ladies' sizes.
Well, in a good shoe, I wear a 6.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, it was really nice. But the weather was beautiful. The sky is so clear. Very little air pollution in Palm Desert, and so it was nice to like lay by the pool, back to my kind of weather, 95, hot and dry, and
I think it has trouble getting over that mountain from to the west
the
of Palm
smog,
Springs.
yeah.
Yes, it just stays over there in the valley on the way to LA.
very clear. So it was nice to have a couple days with the pool, and drove home and just been working. Got canceled yesterday, and I've been back to the gym all week. So
Oh.
yesterday I
I was going to ask if you've been working out.
I did this. Thanks. I did the can't stay awake last night, where it took me like 5 hours to watch a 2-hour documentary. That really was interesting, but I just couldn't get through it. You know how when you fall so hard asleep and you know something's wrong? Like I could hear some weird noise and I
Right.
couldn't lift my head or my arms, and I'm like, I just couldn't get myself
like
awake.
people are breaking into your house and you're
Yeah.
still just drooling
I
on
just
the
drew
couch.
it, and I couldn't get out of that. Like I just couldn't get the energy to
Narcoleptic.
sit up. It was terrible,
See?
but it was a beautiful, blissful night of sleep.
The struggle is
The
real.
thing- the
Struggle is
struggle.
real. So that was it. So and this weekend, it's Palm Springs again, same theater for Dame Edna's final farewell tour. So
I watched
it
it.
was the same program. So I already got to read the program
that's
for Dame Edna, because they share one program.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so
Huh.
it was like a couple pages back was the playbill for Dame Edna.
I'm looking forward. I would love to see her again. I watched a interview actually from Australian television today of Barry Humphries talking about his life and how he got to where he is and the ever changing. What's interesting is when he talks about Dame, he talks about it in third person, because he's like, I feel like I'm in the wings of the theater and Dame is on stage, and he's like, she says stuff that I don't know where it comes from. He goes, I'm always amazed with how she comes off and says things. He goes, because that's not me. He goes, that's just that character. That's that person.
Yeah.
But what's so funny is when you watch the interview, because obviously it is the same man. It's the man in drag doing Dame Edna. Spoiler alert here. When you watch his mannerisms, you can just see it's the same hand gesture without the ring.
Yeah.
It's the same movements and the position and the way he says things. Like he'll say, "Oh, my darling Joan, I've got to tell you this." You know, the way he says things. It's like, there's Dame hiding behind it.
And a lot of times the gays are disappointed with him because he's not gay, and he's not playing to gays. He really is playing to middle-aged housewives. Like, his target audience is like soap opera watchers. Not that the gays don't, but his target audience is very different. So even though he makes some like gay-themed humor, he's really
Like his
after
son Kenny?
Yeah, his son Kenny and the daughter
Her
that lives
son
in
Kenny.
the son Kenny and whatever the daughter's name is. That's the lesbian that fixes things and lives in Apache Junction when he's here. But he gets the towns right, and the interaction really is for the women in the audience.
It's so funny. So funny.
Yeah, always a good time.
What I didn't realize about the show, again, sorry for the spoiler alert, I watched different things about him. He does, when he comes into town, and I'd like to see what his team is before he comes to town, because they scour every city and they get all the little idiosyncrasies about, for example, the joke about Apache Junction from here and all the other little things. And when he was here one time when I was with Mom, it was something about Brewer, if I'm not mistaken. But the way it's done is it's all written on the stage. So everywhere he walks, all of the points to make and the references to make are all on
great.
stage.
that's
So he
fun.
doesn't have to look out or look to a teleprompter. He just walks and looks and sees his line and his mark, and I just love the way it works.
Who used to do that? Spencer Tracy?
Spencer Tracy.
Yeah.
That it
Okay.
looks like really deep acting, but he's looking at the
Looking
floor to
down.
find his
Oh,
mark.
yeah.
And he like wanders around, finds the mark, and then looks up and gives his line. But it looks like he's deep in thought.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Tomo. Oh my God, Dame Edna is a man in drag. You should know. I mean, he's just across the water from you, from Australia. Yes.
It'll be okay, Tomo. We'll help you
We'll
through
figure it
this.
out.
We'll help you through.
And
Show
Hey,
me on the
Tom.
doll.
Yeah. And Megan Hope said she saw Kristen Chenoweth on Broadway, and I can't remember what she's currently in right now.
20th Century.
Oh, on the 20th Century.
Yeah,
Right.
she was on Kathy Lee and Hoda this morning. She just randomly walked into the studio and she was talking about it, and they were talking about the fact that when she started doing rehearsals, she thought she would have more free time, and she's like, I got no time at all. We are just go with this show.
That's a fun show. Big fun show.
Yeah.
This is like the second or third
She's so
revival,
cute.
I think.
So cute. I love Kristen Cheneville.
Mm-hmm.
Just to wrap up the catching up
Feel free to
segment.
touch me. I saw her and Adina in Wicked.
Nice.
Yep, there you go.
Just stop anytime. Just stop.
Yep. 8 weeks into the run before anybody knew what the hell it was.
Fantastic. Good for you.
We mentioned
wanna
earlier,
live your life one
we were going to talk about Indiana in just a minute. I want to make sure that I got this out of the way. For those of you that notice in the wall over here, kind of behind Marnie and Kat, the open for business sign, that is part of the campaign. Yeah, I've got it on the screen for our viewers.
Nicely illustrated.
That's what the
Yes, I
sign
believe
says.
so.
It is from.
Oh, he
was
cut
it?
away from us while we were.
Well, I can cut back.
Foiled.
There, now you're back. Oh, the lesbian Vanna Whites. Back when SB 1070, wasn't it 1070 that came
Yep,
from?
it was 1070.
1062.
Or was it
Yeah, they
62?
will- yeah.
1062.
One of the-
1070
We have so many
1020,
discriminatory
1021,
bills.
whatever.
We've been through it. We've been through so much in Arizona. It's kind of hard to narrow it down. But a local vendor who has an Alpha graphic store printed all of those signs up and gave them out to absolutely anybody who wanted one. And I have one. And I thought, based on current standings in Indiana and Arkansas, maybe we should have our sign up to show
like
that even though it's a closed studio to most everybody else, we are in fact open for business. We mentioned earlier also.
Wink, wink. Know what I mean?
Congratulations going out
Say
again
no more.
to my mom who retired today, 3:30, just 4 hours
Yes.
ago. She drove out of her
Yes.
office for the last time, and
So what's she been doing with her time?
I'm gonna guess
Cocktails?
changing out of work clothes into jeans or shorts or sweats
Yep.
and opening a bottle of wine is gonna be my
Atta
guess.
girl.
And
You had an
sitting
Afghan, you
outside.
got me.
Yeah.
And this bitch still has a job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's doing. Oh dear God in heaven, what are you drinking?
Miller Lite out of a can.
Why?
Are you poor? Did you lose your job?
No, it was at my house.
Did
From
somebody
the-
leave
no,
it?
Yeah,
Did I
they
leave it
and I
behind
thought-
at the barbecue
and
of
they did, and it
2002?
said April 2015 on the bottom, and far be it from me to waste anything.
You're a
Oh, don't
waste
let it
not
to
want not.
expire.
Okay,
No.
I'm
I had
all
to
right.
grow.
I'm all right.
So that's why. I know. Trust me, it's a little startling.
It is for a lot of
I
people.
know. I know.
Starting for me.
One of the things that I got for you for the Oscars, honey apple, honey crisp, something or other.
Those are so
Harrison
good.
had one the next day, hated it. I had one a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
I just wanted something, kind of light. So I popped one open. I was like, this is delicious.
They're so good, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hinto
Thank you for
apple or Hinto honey or
Hint
something.
of something. Yeah, with the honey in it.
That's a little something
Yeah.
sweet.
Oh, it wouldn't
Thanks,
be Coors.
Aaron. It's not
yeah,
Coors.
there wouldn't be no Coors Light. No.
Wouldn't be no Coors
There
Light.
wouldn't be no
Apparently, there's
Coors
no
Light.
grammar. Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to play that game again.
But if I have to drink Coors Light, I have to speak that way. That's why I was kind of going for the whole.
Haven't we built a bridge and got over that from all those years ago?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not
No,
drinking it
it's just
because
a
I
big
don't really care
That's
for it.
just kind of a big lesbian.
Well, speaking of things we're let down about, just
Yeah,
open the
come
floodgates
on.
and let's
Somebody
go.
Open the fucking mouth.
Everybody wants to talk about it before we get into headlines. Go ahead.
Well, Mike
Indiana's
Pence,
a cunt.
Indiana.
Indiana's a cunt.
Holy shit.
And now,
balls.
just breaking news late today, apparently Arkansas, or at least the House in Arkansas, passed basically an identical bill that Indiana has just
Now,
done. So
keep in mind, all these fuckers got this idea from Arizona.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We tried this
But
first.
no, but somebody started.
finally, we're number one in
somebody
something.
started before us.
We were the first.
No, we were the
Oh,
first.
we were the first?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were the first.
And
But-
the thing is that even Jan Brewer was said, no.
Well, because the NFL, when the NFL got on board,
Right.
that
Right.
shut that shit down.
Sure.
Well, the fact that NASCAR is even coming out,
I agree
and
with that. I know.
Walmart,
I just have
and
no-
Walmart's for Arkansas. Now the thing for your Republican friends, we've all got one. This is not the same law that's on the U.S. books because it makes corporations
one.
people, and it
Okay.
makes it lays the burden on other people. So this is not the same law that was passed in the 90s by Clinton. So people that are saying that, they're lying. The bill for Clinton was for religious minorities. It was
Hi, Nick.
passed for there in one state there was a woman who needed a lizard transplant. She needed a liver transplant. And
Don't they
she
just
was,
regenerate?
Yeah, no. Well, they maybe put a little
lizards?
bit in you. The lizards do, yeah. Throw a lizard tail in there. See what she gets.
Pull it off.
So she was a Jehovah's Witness, and
Oh.
to get her liver transplant in one state, she couldn't turn down the blood transfusions, which are against Jehovah's Witnesses. But if she had been able to cross state lines, she could have got the she could have got the liver because they would have done it with no blood transfusions, which Bear will tell you lots about that. And then the other one was for a Native American who wanted to go to a school where they were required to have short hair, but his religion required long
Right,
hair.
right.
So it was about people being discriminated against for religious purposes, not for religious people to discriminate against others.
Right.
So this law is written with all the teeth that were in the other one are missing, and this one's really
Isn't
vague.
this the whole thing that our new friend Emily Virgin, who doesn't know she's our friend,
Right.
was like, hey,
And so,
Just
but they
right
allowed
in
no. This
Oklahoma,
one they
right?
closed.
Put a label on it, right?
They
Yeah.
closed the meeting and they allowed no amendments to it.
oh, I see.
They shut it down and there were absolutely no amendments able to be tacked on.
Okay.
They signed it in private, and the first picture that they put out was like nuns and priests, and then
I saw that.
then they did a quick swap
Yes,
to like
I
all
saw
these
that too.
anti-gay rights people and homo nomo camp leaders and all those things. Like, and so when they put the picture up for one of the guys that's in the picture with the other signers, he was on with Cuomo, with Chris Cuomo today, and he's like, doesn't this prove my point? Like, look who's in this picture. And he's like, well, I'm not in the studio with you, so I don't know what picture you're showing. And he's like, you know what picture it is. It's everywhere, and you know who's in it.
Right.
I don't know any of those people.
You're standing with them.
Right, and then he goes, he's like, and since your thing is, so he kept asking him, like, if they put something in the Indiana's laws to make a protected class out of gay and lesbians, would you be for it? And he just kept going on and on. And he's like, again, it's a yes or no question. And he goes, well, the reason I have to ask you this is because you have put out really hateful statements about the gays. And he read the statement from this guy's blog from 2009. The guy's like, I'm not in the studio with you, so I don't know what you just read, but those words don't sound
You
familiar.
can hear me.
And he's like, it's from your blog. And the guy's like,
Where's
I've
your
never,
outlet?
he's like, I've never heard those words before. And he kept saying, many of my friends are gay. I'm like, not anymore.
Not now.
You may have had a gay friend the day before yesterday.
And your
but they
wife's
just-
hair is gonna look like shit for the rest of her
Yeah,
life
life.
now.
For real.
But he kept saying,
we're gonna cut
"Oh,
that
I'm gonna,
shit.
I'll,
We're gonna
if I had a restaurant, I'd serve all my gay friends sandwiches. Why do we gotta eat sandwiches?"
Well, what's going to happen if the...
What's wrong with sandwiches?
Nothing.
All right.
But we're apparently limited.
Well,
We can't.
you
No
get-
problem.
you
We
get
can
the
only
gay
have
part of the
sandwiches.
menu.
I've been watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother, and when they mean smoking pot, they call it eating a sandwich.
Sandwiches.
So whenever they're smoking a bong, they have a big old 12-inch hoagie in their hand, and it's really funny. So as soon as he said making sandwiches, I just went to How I Met Your Mother and laughed.
Gotcha.
So that's my shit on that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, Aaron, good luck having a transplant with no blood transfusion. I'd be dead. And if you're going to refuse care, a lot of doctors aren't going to give you a perfectly good liver if you refuse
Right.
the things that keep you alive.
Right.
Keep it going.
If you get a heart organ to get like a liver or a heart, that you can't be a DNR, you can't change. You have to take all efforts to stay alive for months because that organ just came from a dead person. It's valuable.
Right.
Yes.
If you're not going to do everything you can to keep that organ alive, they're going to give it to someone else on the list that will. So I hate to piss on the poor lady's parade, and she died anyways, but that's a religious freedom that
I could have
get
gone on the
over
black
it.
market for crying
So
out loud.
Yeah,
I made lots
just
of
write
money.
out Jehovah Witnesses because I pissed them off enough.
I'm
in my
pretty sure.
lifetime.
I'm pretty
I think
sure
they were
we don't.
written off
Yeah, we're okay with
a
that.
few years ago.
I know we said happy birthday once, so we're
you
out.
know, God, no, you're right. We've said happy birthday. We've had a cake. We've celebrated something.
All terrible,
there
terrible
it
things.
This fucking governor. He is stunned and amazed that so many people appear to have
Stunned and
gay
amazed.
friends. Stunned
Yeah, I read
and
that.
amazed.
That cracks me up. Is this the one from the New Yorker?
When he was stunned and
Yes.
amazed that
Speaking
we.
to reporters in his office in Indianapolis, Pence said that he made the astonishing discovery about gay friends just late last week. A lot of everyday people.
Every
Are
day.
you ready? Everyday people
I love
have
everyday
gay
people.
friends. And they're not afraid to call and or email you to tell you that. To be honest, I'm still trying to process it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, woo.
And he says he should run out and get a couple gay friends, but he goes, probably be hard for me to do now.
Did he say that?
No.
No.
This is a
Oh,
satirical.
the satire.
This was in the New Yorker.
The phenomenon of ordinary folks having gay friends has
Phenomenon.
been going on for years.
Oh. I believe
Goodness
you
gracious.
wholeheartedly.
I was hook, line, and sinker. I was like, what? He just found out that
When
we're
I initially
everywhere?
read it, I was like, if
Darndest
this is
thing.
serious, this is priceless. You're that fucking stupid.
Well, I loved the whole thing
Come
about
on.
Every gay people.
know.
Thank you, Bear
what's
Walker.
Bachman's first name?
Turner
Michelle?
Overdrive. Oh, Michelle.
No.
Oh, Marcus, I have that on here. but,
Oh, okay.
you know,
All right.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll leave that. I won't spoil that for
I
you.
had that one. Oh, so when I do that headline, Friday into Saturday, all I can tell you is that I'm laying there in bed. Aaron is asleep and doesn't wake up to anything. Still didn't wake up to this either. But I laughed so hard, like I burst out laughing. So hard, I honest to God figured that I would wake her up when I saw that headline. And then to like read down, it's just like this. You it has to be real. Like
Yeah.
I mean, or at least it could be. You know, where you keep going, you think, I don't know. It's just amazing to me because, like, reading this kind of thing, you gotta wonder. Is it real? Is it not? And
anything is believable now. Like anything is believable.
But they already say so many stupid things. Like Al was just describing. Well, I'm not in the studio with you. You're listening to me. I just read. Well, I don't know what you're reading. Well,
yeah.
I just read it to you. You said for you to listen.
And I just said it's from your blog. So it's really.
Maybe they needed Garrett Morris. He said.
And now news for the bigot.
If you could have him like Garrett Morris in a little window next to Chris Cuomo.
And just to flip the hair thing around, I, a gay man, used to go to this born-again Christian woman to get my hair done in the late 80s out in like Mesa-ish. She used to do a fabulous job with it. Cut and color, I gotta tell you. Had a couple good years of non-brassy hair color. Kat, what do you want to add?
Good Lord.
Oh, so funny.
I got nothing. I'm shocked and appalled by the whole thing.
The
problem is this is happening at a state level and state legislatures, and once again we're here at local politics. Like, we've elected a band of idiots locally and nationally. Like, don't just show up to the presidential election. Show up to primaries. Show up to local elections. Show up to the off-year election when you're only voting for school board. Like, show up.
Vote for dog catcher because you never know where the dog catcher is going to go.
And know who you're voting for. Don't just vote by party line. Like, I typically tend to vote for all the Democrats, but try and know at least something about the people that you're voting for.
Right, because we're going to pay for this Ducey fool for a long
and not just that, but
it's already...
You see the abortion thing?
Insane.
I'll bring that up later.
Good.
All right.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, like a lot of people know about Indiana because it's been all over the news for the past week. Well, like I had mentioned earlier, just late this afternoon, apparently the Arkansas governor is about to vote in literally the exact carbon copy of what Indiana has done. And to my surprise, and I don't know how about everybody else feels, but Walmart, which is based in Bentonville, Arkansas, the northwest corner of the Arkansas state, Walmart asks the governor to veto the religious freedom bill. And I think when the world's largest retailer steps up and says that, not only is it because, I think it's interesting, not only because I think they've tried a little of late. They've upped their pay scale. They do provide some benefits for their people, but for Walmart to come up and say, calm down.
Right.
You're
When you're getting a moral compass at a Walmart.
Yeah, you got something going on.
People I wouldn't piss on if they were on fire. Yeah, things aren't going your way.
Yeah.
That's from my sister, by the way.
Oh, that's all right.
That's her charming phrase that I stole
People
many
I
years
wouldn't
ago.
piss on if they were on fire.
Well, I'm
going to write that down.
The phrase I used to use was, I wouldn't piss up your ass if your guts were on fire.
Oh, that's vulgar.
I know.
But it works.
Yeah.
Strangely specific.
Does it put out fire?
I don't know. I've never tried it because I wouldn't do it.
Fair point. Based on your refusal, we'll never
So,
know.
Bear Walker, when Walmart backs the gays, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
Hey, but at least it'll be discounted.
Yeah.
And cheaply made.
Oh, but hey, we'll get to it. You can take it back at any time because they can.
Those employees don't give a shit.
No, bring it back.
Think of the money you could have made in Israel, though, or wherever it was, Jerusalem. Just being a pedicurist. All those fucking sandals and those dirty fucking feet.
I'm saying.
Just a fortune to be made.
Okay.
Seriously, and I'm totally with
Three
Harrison.
poor Vietnamese women could have cleaned that shit up.
I'm so with Harrison. Like, I'm loving that quote. I'm so fucking sick of them.
Yeah.
With Arkansas, with
really?
Indiana
Arkansas is the one you're going to
doing
reject? Really? We're not going to just pinch off Texas and shove them out of the way? It'd be easier.
They want to be their own country again.
Well, just cut
that out.
I always say, here's your hat, where's your hurry? And take Rick Perry with you.
Oh, yeah.
Please, God.
And all the bushes. While Jeb is visiting the family, just shove them out.
Right.
We're good. All right, kids, we're going to talk about Indiana, I'm sure, throughout the course of the show. But before we get to that, let's do a couple other things like we'll take a dance break before we do our headline segment. We'll be back right after this.
You're listening to Q Talk America.
30 seconds of jelly jiggling fun. This is your 30-second dance break.
This is the Q Talk America Radio Network.
All right, kids, here we go. Our headline segment coming to you from Studio C, right here in lovely Phoenix. I think the video just froze again. Hey, where's my salsa?
God gave us guns, so go to church, damn it.
What's your emergency?
Who had a pet rock?
I cut it off for me.
A fertile body in North Dakota. 4.
Buying a suit is now child abuse.
Want to be appalled about a great party?
And Shazam, I'm married. These and other things coming at you right now on Q Talk America.
Can't wait.
Oh, nobody can. I wish that goddamn camera wouldn't have froze it because it's frozen right on the shot of Al putting his headphones back on. It's a lovely shot. Well, for now, we're just going to, as long as you guys can hear us, we're going to keep on with as we are for right now.
Keeping on.
Keeping on.
So can I just add on to a story from last week?
Sure, Al.
That I did not understand one word of, and I listened back, still didn't understand it, and then I read one sentence in Entertainment Weekly, and I got it. The Taylor
Swift?
Taylor Swift buying all of her own websites.
I thought you guys were all speaking Chinese, or I was having a stroke. I did not.
And I even explained that I did it myself for you all.
Oh, I got that part. I didn't get what she was doing. And they just had a little blurb about Taylor Swift. I'm like, oh, I don't get that story. But I listened back, and I'm like, this is in another language. Anyways, there you go.
I'm glad
funny.
I'm not the only one that has a stroke like mid-show and goes, wait, what's that? Was there talking?
No, that was just us making toast.
All right.
All right.
That's fine.
Horse shit.
I love toast, but there's no butter in this house.
There is no butter in this house.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, we'll start with this story. An Ohio woman allegedly stabbed her boyfriend multiple times Sunday after complaining that he had been, quote, eating all the salsa. They had been sharing together. Police found Ronnie Buckner bleeding outside of his Akron, Ohio home around 4 p.m. on Sunday. Now, Phyllis Jefferson had stabbed him with a pin after she started yelling out about his salsa intake. She then tried to knock over his TV, which he had to catch from falling, the police report said. Now, as he then sat and watched TV, Jefferson retrieved a small kitchen knife and stabbed Buckner in the stomach, according to the report. Jefferson fled the scene before police arrived, but she was later apprehended on an interstate highway. After her arrest, Jefferson told detectives that she had stabbed her boyfriend because, quote, she wanted to leave. I bet he would just let her go.
Yeah, I got the TV. See you later.
She has been charged with felonious assault
Oh, I like that.
and criminal damaging, police said. Buckner was rushed to a local medical facility. His injuries did not appear to be life-threatening. So, goddamn, be careful who you're eating with. Because
And what, I mean, is there not more salsa in the world?
I guess not at the time.
I'm just thinking of Lily Tomlin in 9 to 5. Kids, there's more than one peanut butter jelly sandwich in the world.
Oh, Arizona.
Oh, Arizona.
We come up with some of the strangest shit here. 2 weeks ago, ish.
A fortnight,
and
if you
I
will.
say ish because I'm going to speak of
like that.
Republicans right now, ish. There was a dumbass named Eddie Farnsworth, and he asserted that gun ownership is a right that was bestowed upon the people by God.
I also believe this.
I think there might have been
No.
an intermediary
No.
there.
He forgot.
No, directly from God. He
what I
spoke to
love-
me.
What I love about this is that there were a couple of Democrats that went, oh, I see. He just kind of forgot about, other people, just the Americans, because it was the Americans, the people, the Americans.
Because we are the people. We are
are the
we
world.
the
Just
people
not
are the only
not
people.
The black people are the Indians, apparently.
There.
Done.
We the people
Right?
means white people.
Fuck.
Where have
Thank
you been?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just needed that clarification.
All right.
I didn't know.
I'm on board.
So, since that happened, we are
The white
fuck
one.
nuts.
Yeah.
Well, because of that, a lovely Republican, and I lie, named Sylvia Allen, suggested this
She
week
sounds
that
nice.
lawmakers, now granted she was being skosh facetious, but it debated that forcing people to attend church services once a week would be the moral rebirth of this country.
Good Lord.
We spend our time, we pay these people to chat about this. How we get back to a moral rebirth of this country, I don't know, since we are slowly eroding religion at every opportunity we have, Alan said. She reminds me of the woman who played the secretary in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
She looks like her, but
All right.
definitely probably not as
When
funny.
you're fucked. That's her in a different movie, though.
Could be.
The Stoner.
Oh, Edie McClure?
Edie McClure,
Edie
yeah.
McClure.
Yes. So that would get us back. Now, the moral rebirth, as it were. But God love her, because the Senate committee, when she was explaining her vote at this time and why she thought it was a big deal, it would allow people with this Bill 2320 to carry a concealed weapon and take their weapons into public places that otherwise ban weapons, with a few exceptions, like schools and places with metal detectors. Seriously, that shit was written in there. That's all at the end.
Sure.
Comically,
Guns in schools. What could possibly go wrong?
Alan talked about the good old days, in the early 60s, when kids could leave their guns in their cars at high school, leave their doors at home unlocked. Alan voted in favor of the measure, saying the problem isn't with the guns, but the problem instead is with the horrible erosion of the soul of America.
This very soul.
The very soul. Only in Arizona can we come up with this shit, apparently. Bunch of fuck nuts.
Twat waffles.
Twat waffles. I do like
Oh,
that.
I miss the twat
I
waffles.
like that. Aw.
They're great with syrup.
Anyway,
Better in Belgium.
so basically, I just want everyone to be prepared for Sundays.
Yeah, well, I think there's
Because this could pass.
I'm prepared.
And apparently, if you're Jewish, you're fucked. And you're not going to temple on Saturday.
No, 'cause-
you're going somewhere Sunday, damn it.
We're gonna start a church. More on this later.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
isn't it
Okay.
like
Oh, we
Sunday
are?
service with Cards Against
No.
Humanity being played in Pew
good
3?
to know.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We're gonna start a
All
church.
right.
I'm excited.
I like it.
We're gonna be fun.
Well, anyway, I guess the moral of this story, the moral rebirth of this story, is that Sylvia Allen is a cunt.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Go on.
Wow.
The end. I
But
hate her.
the Church of Dr. Ben Carlson will counteract.
Exactly.
We will prevail.
Will it be only on Tuesdays?
My worshippers will
So
not
when
put
we
up with
leave, we
this.
can say, see you next Tuesday.
Maybe.
I like it.
I mean.
Maybe.
Gotcha.
The end.
Oh, that's it for you?
Yeah, I
All
told
right,
you.
that one. All right. Well, we'll go on to the next
hate
story.
it.
Mandatory church.
As
We're
I'm
in.
still trying to figure out audio or video things.
Wait,
But if you can hear us, keep
Before
going.
we move on, wasn't that then later tabled? Like, that never made it farther in the legislature, did it? I know
It
she
did
brought it
not.
up in debate, but it never went anywhere.
Right, and the thing was that she was spewing that as kind of being facetious.
But to get it on the record.
She wanted to get it on the record because her deal was trying to explain why she had voted for the House Bill 2320 of carrying weapons
Guns
wherever,
everywhere.
because the morality, we need guns. We have to just shoot people.
Yeah.
Shoot people.
It is your moral obligation to carry said gun.
It's the only way to have law and
It's
order.
your moral
Well,
obligation because God
it worked
gave
out
us
well
the
in the Wild
guns to
West.
begin with.
Oh.
Christ on the cross. What's wrong with you? You don't
Yeah,
listen.
because if you go back about 2,015 years, guns were everywhere. Everywhere.
They called it a musket.
Actually, they used a nail gun on the cross. I don't know if anybody realized that. They used a nail
Now,
gun.
did they plug it in?
It was pneumatic. Electric. It was electric. Absolutely.
Nice.
Boogie, 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 boo.
That's really
I
the
do
best
wanna
way to
say-
get it
It
through
was
your
right
hand.
after the
Did I catch
evolution.
that? No.
Not to be disrespectful, but it does facilitate my plan on pedicures to have the feet at eye level with the worker. Those poor women's backs. You know
Did
what I
you
mean?
write down Asians or pedicure workers?
They were
Do you know how
written
many
down a
times
long
I've written
time
down
ago.
Asians?
Oh, probably a lot. Yeah. In fact, I have a bitch because I went with
Those
Michael
poor
on
people.
on Saturday for his birthday. We went to have mani pedis because he'd never had either one of them.
And the Asians
And
couldn't
that-
get it right.
Oh, that explains those feet.
No, it was a new bitch that did mine.
no, what you meant was
Wrecked
different.
me up, and I will not be. I'll
Did
go
you go to
back,
the
but I'm
same
gonna be
place?
like, okay, you keep hop sing away from me because she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Now underline that.
Was she the one that was in Miss Saigon?
No mash.
No, I had a lovely mani-pedi today. It was delightful.
I would have loved to
It
have had
was
a lovely
delicious.
mani pedi. Actually, the mani was fine. The pedi is where she fucking took a cheese grater and just.
Yeah.
I don't like people touching my feet. Is that weird?
Oh no,
No, not at
a lot of
all.
people have that issue. Well,
Get it.
here's a question for you: will calling emergency services repeatedly about a bar bill summon the cops? Yep. But they won't be helping you sort out whether or not you were overcharged for a beer. They'll be charging you with abusing the 911 system.
Two questions.
I haven't even finished the fucking sentence.
I know. Is this a local story?
I know.
And my follow-up question was going to be, if yes, do we know them? But carry on.
All right.
Pray
Got it,
continue,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
They will not be showing up to help you figure out your bill about whether you were overcharged for a beer. They will, however, be charging you with abusing the 911 system, an offense that can bring up to a year in jail and a fine that is equivalent to many, many, many beers.
Minty.
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 Police
Minty
say
beers.
an Idaho man dialed up the 911 service a dozen times early morning on Monday with an urgent non-emergency. He claimed that the bar he had just been booted from had overcharged him for his beers. Now, according to the police report, the man was kicked out of a bar about 1:13 a.m., and an officer gave him a courtesy ride home. Now, apparently,
That's just friendly.
he felt
nice.
close enough to the police at that point that he decided to give him a few more rings. He had been intoxicated, so we gave him a ride home shortly after we started receiving the 911 calls from him, the police captain said, noting that he had called 12 times. First, he called to say that he wanted officers to come back to his house to talk about the bar tab. Then he called back 7 minutes later and asked when an officer was going to show up.
Yeah.
He called twice, hung up, then called 3 times more and put his phone up to the radio, telling the dispatcher that, quote, she's just like his ex-wife. Then he hung up. Such antics are a drain on police resources and could prevent them from really helping other people with real emergencies. And besides, receipts from the bar show that he was only charged $30 for the 10 beers which he had, which is a lot smaller than the bill of $1,000.
He's drinking Miller Lite out of a can.
Yeah.
No. What is that one?
His $30 will be
PBR.
a lot
PBR.
smaller bill than the $1,000 that he could now be facing as a result of the misdemeanor citation for misusing 911. The accused, however, could not be reached by the Associated Press on Tuesday today.
Bushmaster. What's that beer called?
Bush beer?
Is it
PBR.
Is it Bush beer? No, the one that's even shittier
Pabst
than
Blue Ribbon?
the one that's shittier than PBR.
Well,
is
there's
that Bush?
There is one
there's
that's shittier?
Bush Light, there's natural ice, there's natural light.
Natural. High Life is shitty too.
That's a shame.
What? I started drinking really young.
All right, twat waffle, get to it.
Why you gotta call me names?
Hop 2 waffle.
Hop sing.
Blue waffle.
Now, Kat, you may not have had one of these, but did either of you guys have a
No,
pet
I was
rock?
not born a man.
A pet rock?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Neither was I.
Asked and answered
True
more
story.
than once.
Well done. Did you guys ever have a pet rock?
No, I did
feel
not.
like I knew someone with a pet rock.
Why would you ever have a pet rock?
I had actual
It was the
pets.
thing.
I don't know. I don't understand.
You guys don't remember the thing about
Yeah,
the pet rock?
no, I absolutely do.
It
Yeah.
was
I'm
big
saying
with hippies in the 60s or whatever.
70s.
late
70s,
70s,
whatever.
yeah.
I want to say that someone
was
I
born in
knew
the
that
late
was denied a
70s.
pet had that because we always
Right.
we always had an animal, so I can't imagine my mother finding any humor in that pet rock.
Right. No. We always had an animal as well, but I definitely had a bunch of friends that had a pet rock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Gary Dahl, the inventor of the pet rock, died at 78 years old today.
Was he stoned?
So sad.
No, he was hit in the head with a rock. He fell down. And hit his
Oh.
head.
Go rock.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, look up all the Chevy slogans.
For $3.95, you could buy a rock, a plain, ordinary, egg-shaped rock of the kind one could dig up in almost any backyard. The wonder of it, for a few frenzied months in 75, was that more than 1 million consumers did just that. Went and bought a pet rock. I know.
I remember
didn't
them
realize
coming.
that.
I remember them coming to show and tell, and maybe it was something you could carry with you. And so instead of bringing a dog to a restaurant, like people annoy me with now, they brought their pet rocks places. But I remember people brought them places.
There was like a little box you could, and the box could breathe.
Yeah.
I remember it having like, well, no. It's a
but it went with
fucking rock.
mood rings and all that
Right,
shit.
right. The fad that Newsweek later called one of the most ridiculously successful marketing schemes ever. The man behind the scheme, Gary Dahl, began this thing in a bar, which makes me so happy. It was meant as a joke, but the concept of a pet that required no actual work and no real commitment resonated with the self-indulgent 70s. And before long, a cultural phenomenon was born. So the fad ran its course a long time ago. The phrase pet rock still endures, denoting
Something that just
depending
lays
on
there.
are you a useless entity or a meteoric success? But despite the boon,
Or
pet
both,
rocks
'cause that
brought-
was.
right. But despite the boon, pet rocks brought him. He came to regret the brainstorm. It began as many do in a bar. And one night in the mid-70s...
Did he call 911 to complain about it?
I loved this
You
when I
should.
read this. He was having a drink in Los Gatos.
Oh.
It made me think of cat.
The cat?
Because of gatos?
Yeah.
The cat?
Yeah.
I like
Los
it.
Gatos.
The Northern California town where he lived for many years. At the time, he was a freelance copyright.
I'm thinking
That's
stoned.
another word for broke.
Yeah,
He
and
later
stoned.
said,
Right.
Northern California broken stoned.
living in a small cabin and quasi dropout. The bar talk turned to pets.
How
and
many-
to the onus of feeding, walking, and cleaning up after them.
How many different
Yes.
ways can he say broke ass bitch in one title?
Yeah, I know. I
Two
love that.
questions. How many degrees of separation are we to the Manson family in this story?
I know. That's why I was like, oh god. I thought it was fantastic.
A beret,
Yeah.
a bank robbery.
Yeah, and a beret and a knife, really.
But only for now.
Anyway, it was he just he came to be upset
He's
about
dead,
the rock,
is what you're trying to get to.
but he's dead now, hitting the head
So
with
regrets
the
no
rock.
more.
Yes,
But now
yes.
the end is near.
But seriously, I laughed about that because this was the little pet rock box that people would bring, and they brought it to school.
Yeah.
Like I remember that, and you're right. I think it
I
was
don't
like a show
remember
and
any.
tell.
it was a constant show and tell item.
You know what
Yeah.
I recall?
I believe
was-
there's an age
Does
issue
anybody else
here.
remember what the worry?
Oh, yeah.
About the worry rock? Do you remember the little?
Oh, those are still around.
The
Are they
worry
really?
sound?
Yeah, those are still around. They get
Really?
and
You can go up to Sedona
you get worry rocks, and it's
Yeah.
just something to work between your fingers so
Right.
you can
Yeah.
annoy someone near you.
or
Right,
if you find a round like kind of smooth rock or just anything, people
Keep
they
it in
would-
I
your
used to
pocket
have
and
one
creep
that
out
was
neighborhood kids.
that was kind of a
Right.
white and clear with white stripes in it. I don't know, some kind of oddly a zebra looking rock.
A dazzle.
But dazzle 'em. But it had the groove like already cut in, and you just would hold it in your
Yeah.
finger.
Sure.
I remember that as a kid.
Oh, bag of nope. Get that little man on the boat. Get
There,
it. Get
girl,
it.
bag. I like it. Anyway, so
It does help calm your nerves too.
That's like the thing where they get.
I can't sleep. Well,
Well, I do find that soothing. When they give you the sand and the little rake, I just want to stab somebody in the eye with this. Like, there is no way this is going to calm me down.
gardening.
I've never thought that was a
No.
good idea. No.
Does anywhere in this gardening is there wine hidden underneath there? I don't
What am
understand
I
the
digging
relaxation
for?
Like a
portion.
treasure hunt, sure.
I have too much OCD for that kind of shit.
Right?
Way too much.
Oh heavens.
The end. Dead. Still
Well, the southern.
Still dead.
We'll do this final story. We'll see before we do a crossover. The small southern Utah town of Hurricane might become a little more quiet after a statue of a copper bull lost its most prominent feature this past weekend. The sculpture holds a high perch above the sign for a barista's restaurant, and owner Stephen Ward said that he woke up Friday and decided the bull would look better without the oversized genitalia that caused uproar among the neighbors. I will post. I was gonna post a picture, but I think I'm not gonna post the picture. I'll put the link in the chat room. Right where to go there, so you guys can see the bull, the picture of the bull.
Clicked.
Click. There you go.
Oh, it's like a funnel.
Hurricane
It's a
residents.
party hat.
Hurricane residents, disturbed by the noticeable cone-shaped feature, had asked the city council to revoke Barista's business license. Now, Ward, the owner, told the Spectrum newspaper in St. George on Saturday that he made it clear to the city officials before he altered the statue that he wasn't bowing to community pressure. Quote, I told them I'm not removing the penis for you because of your complaints. I don't like you, and I'm not going to do it for you. I'm going to do it for me. I just decided that it would look better without the weenie, and oh my God, it's beautiful, he says. Even before the battle over the bull, tensions had been running high between Ward and the local community just north of
Can't
the
think
Arizona
why.
border. Customers have said that the food is too expensive, alleged that Ward is hostile and has a poor business practice. He says that his offerings are the best in the region, and he hasn't hesitated to push back at all against their complaints. City manager Clark Fawcett,
Is he the governor of Indiana?
or this town in Utah.
It sounds like the exact same person.
Clark City manager Clark Fawcett said the sign was approved by the planning department and Ward went through the proper channels, but the dimensions of certain parts of the animal don't seem to be built the same way that the plan said when it came to us. Ward acknowledged Saturday that he did feel like something was a bit off after he installed the bull. It has now been corrected.
That's fantastic.
Oh, Utah.
Oh,
I like it.
we'll try it again. But yeah, for those of you watching, there's a picture of the bull with the funnel or whatever the hell it is.
Funnel cock. Twat Waffle's brother.
Twat waffles and funnel cocks
cousin.
tonight at 11.
Exactly. All better with powdered sugar. I just want to go out on a limb and say it.
Everything is better
I'm
with
gonna,
powdered
I'm
sugar.
gonna hang off the end of that large cock and say that.
Everything's better with blue bonnet on it.
No butter. You can't trick me. That's margarine.
That's some bullshit right there.
Yeah.
Take
Well,
it where?
So there was a body, a dead body.
Dead one.
Dead body found in Fertile, Minnesota, Monday afternoon.
Okay.
And it just the only reason for this story is because of the reporting that happened within this story.
Bring it on.
Poorly written story.
Okay.
Okay, God, good.
At least I thought so.
I love a
So,
little bit of grammar judgment.
We have new information regarding the naked body of a man found at a golf course in Fertile, Minnesota. The man has been identified as 35-year-old Andrew John Springer. Springer moved to Fertile last summer from Washington State. Preliminary autopsy indicates no foul play and that Springer likely died of hypothermia. It's cold back there, you know.
Yeah.
That he's naked.
No,
Right.
Doesn't
it's
help.
not
First
the kind
mistake.
of thing anyone would expect to see on an early spring day at the Sand Hill Golf Course at Fertile. The Fertile High School golf team was practicing Monday afternoon when a team member spotted the body lying beside that tree back there. Where?
Back there.
Of course.
Because where else are trees are only back there.
I was like, what the fuck? So
What the fuck?
the team.
I'm just
the team was
imagining a
told-
gesture.
I know. That's
here.
exactly it. Like this whole thing. I'm like, what? The team was told to go home, and the police were called. Reporter. The preliminary autopsy report says hypothermia. Sergeant Michael Norland, Polk County Sheriff's Department. That's the suspected from the scene, and the preliminary autopsy suspects hypothermia. That's the suspected from the scene. Okay. And the preliminary autopsy suspects hypothermia. Reporter. Any weapons or anything taken from the scene that would indicate suicide? Norland. Nothing we saw would indicate anything like that. This is an article in a paper.
I
Anyway,
love anything you see missing. No, it all seems to be here.
seems here. The tree's here. The tree's right
Not
there.
immediately.
The tree on the right, where his body was found, is only 100 yards from his apartment on the top left.
So the apartment's in the shot too, in the picture?
Yes, but you have to kind of find it all, make the picture bigger. Anyway, reporter, you need the final autopsy results to check for any drug or alcohol use. Sergeant Norland, yes, we'll get the final, which will show any kind of toxin screens or anything like that. The end. But at this point, why 35-year-old Andrew Springer died here remains a mystery.
Did he jump out of the window?
At least until final autopsy results are released. I don't, forgive me, you guys. I thought that, and I still do, was one of the funniest fucking things. It was the dumbest fucking thing I had ever seen in my life.
I feel more confused and dumber
That's
now.
exactly-
I feel listen to this.
What I feel like
this is all it is. It has this thing.
what it sounds like is somebody there was an actual a video of a
Like this is the
interview,
transcript.
and that's the transcript, right? Because in the
Some of it
what
would
is
be the transcript, but
the tree over yonder,
Right,
somebody
right.
would gesture to
Yeah,
it
grandly.
and then they would show the tree on the
Oh,
right.
to my right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
To my right.
And then his apartment's 100 yards away in the same shot. It seems like that's a transcript.
Well, it might be, except here's the deal. It doesn't say anything about a transcript. Also, it doesn't allude to it being that. It just jumps right into the line
script.
beside the tree back there.
Murder mystery.
And
Was it now we
take you directly to Studio C Theater. We should have done that
I
as
totally
we
wanted
should
to
have done
send
this
that
to you.
as crime scene footage
gonna
is what
send
we
it
should
to
have
you.
done.
Wrap
I was
this up,
dying.
and we should do this next week for crime
Crime
scene.
scene
will.
footage.
Okay.
That's
And then
funny.
somebody's going to end it with,
Right
I don't
there.
think I believe in your police work 100% there.
It was lying beside that tree back there.
Is that your friend in a wood chipper?
Or for Christ's sake, by the tree,
Oh
I
my
said.
God.
It was Fertile, Minnesota. I should have made it a Minnesota thing, but I couldn't.
Jeffrey says money developed a twang. No, she's had it. She masks it a lot.
Yeah.
All right, kids, you've done it. You've wasted an hour already. We got two more to waste.
Congratulations!
Two more
Yay.
to waste. Before we're done, we're gonna eat all of
was
Kat
awful.
Carlson's popcorn that she brought in. And what are? I haven't had those yet. Whatever those
You want the crunchy?
healthy, nutty almond
Not so healthy.
clean snacks.
But-
Oh, with chia and flaxseed.
I
Oh.
flipped her over to see what was
No.
inside her, and
Same as everybody else, right?
sounds-
Now our friend from the UK, because if you're still in there, I'm trying to keep a list of like everybody's names and where you're from. I was trying to be discreet about
That's
it.
Al's thing. Anyway, we'll be back just seconds from now. Stay with us. It's Q Talk America. Woohoo!
Dealer plates.
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's The Show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Hello again, everybody. A little bit after 8 o'clock, Phoenix, Arizona time. This is The Show with Clayton McKee. And guess what? That's me. Thanks for being here. I am I am the host that tries to wrangle all these people and really have no influence at all on anybody.
It's like herding cats.
It is. It's very much like herding feral cats in a
What'd you call me?
a feral cat.
Don't fucking talk to me like
A
that.
narcoleptic
You don't
cat.
know me. You don't know my life.
A narcoleptic cat, ladies and gentlemen. Jeezy Pete's. Well, here we go. Guess what's coming up? Something very exciting. Well, for most.
Christmas.
For some. In a few months, yes.
Jesus.
All right.
All-Star game.
Like I said, it's the beginning of hour 2. What we do right here
Super
is
Bowl.
we start with a drinking word disclaimer, and it goes a little something like this.
And now, a drink along. We dare you to stay awake during this royalty-free music and to play a drinking game with us. If you are currently or soon to be driving a car, you cannot play. If you are presently the primary caregiver for children and or the elderly, you may desperately want to play, but no. If you are listening from a rehab facility, you are disqualified because you already hit bottom. And that means you already won this game at least once. If playing this game is in any way illegal for you, put the bottle down and make better life choices. There is no good in your goodbye, and there is no lifeguard on duty, so you will be swimming at your own risk. Tell your lawyer to take the fucking day off. You can't sue us. We warned you. Good luck. Oh, your drinking word is twat waffle.
Will you accept funnel cock?
I will accept funnel cock.
Wow.
Cock funnel.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
You know what? Funnel cock sounds like what I'm going to put in my mouth first.
Funnel cock?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I feel like it'll be an easier
I
fit.
feel like if
cock
you-
funnel feels
It
like it's
flows.
going, so I'm putting it somewhere else.
Oh,
I understand. I just figured if you lead with the cock, I'm less
I
inclined.
like Jeffrey's drink of choice.
Is that hyphenated, by the way? I need to know for the chat. I'm going to put it in the...
What?
Is
Cock funnel?
Twat waffle?
cock.
Is it hyphenated?
I believe
No, I
two
like it as
words.
I like it as one long word.
Yeah, I do.
Because I want people to work their mouth around
Funnel
it. You know
A
what I mean?
cock.
compound
Cock
word,
as
if you
well.
will.
Yeah.
So
Funnel
there,
cock as well.
there is our
Yeah.
drinking word, twat waffle, for those of you watching.
I like people to work their mouth around it too.
It's spelled
call.
just like it sounds. TWATWAFFLE. Twat waffle.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Lord. And then there's that.
Al, would you kindly use that in a sentence for us?
Yeah, could you just tell us how it works out well?
Which one? Male or female?
Yes.
Twat waffle, please.
I was going to run you down with my car, but it wasn't worth the time because you're just a twat waffle.
Well done. I like
Thank
it.
you.
I like it.
I think it was a little harder to get there than we wanted, but there you go. Yes, yes. Marnie, you or me?
It is. You,
I think it's you.
You, me, you.
What was the last story? Was it about the bull with the big dick?
No, the
Funnel
the fertile dead guy.
No, then it's
Oh,
me.
the crime
Yeah.
scene footage over here.
Got
yeah.
it. Then it's me.
That's why I'm like, no, it's you.
Well, one parent shopping for Easter clothes for her daughter left a local store in Texas, Texoma, Texas to be specific, without a reason to celebrate, saying that the store clerk reacted negatively to her daughter, who wanted to wear a traditional boy's suit for Easter. Hang on.
Aw.
I'm going to die.
Don't die. I already don't like where this story is going. Let the little girl wear a fucking suit.
Jesus Christ.
Dresses are awkward. They're uncomfortable. They're cold.
They're breezy. A 5-year-old named Maddie, Maddie, was pulled by her mother into a store to pick out an Easter outfit. Mother saying Jennifer Giordano is her mother's name. Quote, she's a tomboy. She's preferred to dress in boys' clothes since she was about 3 years old. So when they walked into Martha's Miniatures, a clothing store filled with
Now it's a transgender dwarf.
filled with frilly dresses, Mom was not surprised she wanted an Easter suit traditionally worn by boys. But when the clerk realized that the little girl trying on the suits was a little girl, her reaction, she just lost her fucking mind. The woman's face went to just complete disgust, and she said, she told me that I was promoting wrong behavior and that parents should not let their children choose the way that they dress if it's cross-gendered.
No.
Really? Dumbass. Upset, she posted to Facebook, and when friends responded by giving the business 1-star reviews, a Facebook post by Martha's Miniatures seemed to affirm the feeling, saying, quote, I was so shocked she asked for a boy suit for the child. I asked her why she was encouraging this. Another post went on to read, this is child abuse from the mother. The store's Facebook page, oddly, has been removed. KTEN TV went by the store, but it oddly was not open during usual posted business hours. Multiple phone calls and a trip to the owner's home were also not responsive. Cities like Austin, Dallas, Houston, and Fort Worth do have ordinances against business discrimination, but that is not the case in Grayson County, where Texoma is. It depends on what they're refusing for the service for, says attorney Bobby Peterson. For sexual orientation, nope, it's not illegal in that county. Legal, but not necessarily a good business move. Giordano said the business didn't refuse service because she wasn't going to purchase anything after the exchange. People don't need to pick on little kids for what they're wearing, she said, and I agree. Mom not only left with a crying child, but she took her business to JCPenney's, where Maddie finally got the suit that she wanted for Easter.
Oh, very good.
Some closed-minded bitch in a little store called, what's it called? Something.
Twat waffle.
And what a good mom. Like, good job, Mom.
Martha's Miniatures in Texoma, Texas. Good Lord.
Yeah. No, you know what?
Martha's
And mine wasn't quite so liberal, but I am always grateful to have had the mother that I had, who was always pretty lenient on the boy things when I was growing up. Like, this, kudos to this mom.
I mean, she raised a good-looking son. I mean, look at you.
Right. See?
I mean, minus the dick. Other than that, you're good.
I have 3 sizes.
I'm not gonna lie, that took me a second.
Marty's like, wait, what?
No, I was like,
Wait for it.
Carry
If
the
you
one.
haven't figured out what she meant, just keep listening.
There was a story on it 2 weeks ago. You were out. I should read that story again for Martin. Wait, I'm going to bring it back.
Mercy me.
Good Lord.
Hot diggity.
Mercy me.
What waffle?
Play ball.
Well,
Carry on.
apparently, this just in.
Just now?
Just now.
Breaking news. Hit the
Breaking news.
Well, I can't just hit.
It's
I have
not
to.
super breaking.
I don't know what the
but
fuck you people think. I
It's
just
kind of breaking, but not super.
I think that there are buttons over there. Yes, go.
Marcus Bachman is gay, only in Indiana.
Oh, yeah. I like this. Yep.
News at 11. Go.
So Marcus Bachman, that poor little faggot. I mean, for
He
real.
knows his way around a funnel cock, let me tell you.
Sashay.
For once, I didn't say that. Marnie said.
Well, and normally I won't, but my God, for real. So there was a lovely story on about Marcus Bachman refused service in Indiana. The store owner assumed he was gay.
Shut up. Is this real?
Maybe.
All right.
Mayhap.
We
Carry on.
don't know. Twat waffle.
Carry
Funnel
on.
cock. Marcus Bachman, husband of former Minnesota Congresswoman Michelle Bachman, unwittingly became the first public face of Indiana's newly enacted Religious Freedom Restoration Act after being refused service at a dress boutique because the store owner assumed he was gay. The Bachmans were visiting the state capitol on Thursday to lend their support to embattled Governor Mike Pence when the incident occurred. Dorothy Holtz, owner of Dottie's Dress Den, described what happened. I didn't think anything was out of the ordinary at first, said the 59-year-old self-described a devout Christian citizen. Although I usually don't have men come in by themselves. He was very polite, but the more he spoke, the more I thought he was different. Holtz began to suspect that Bachman was perhaps a homosexual man. And because it is now within her rights to refuse service based on religious beliefs, informed Bachman that she would be unable to serve him and asked him to leave. I was aghast, said Bachman. I've been shopping
He
for
clutched
Michelle.
his pearls.
He clutched his pearls. I've been shopping for Michelle for years. I had no idea why the woman in the store turned on me like that. I thought perhaps she had suddenly become ill. For many years, Marcus has been choosing Michelle's outfits without incident. In a Chicago Tribune article from 2006, Michelle recalled an upcoming meeting with then Vice President Dick Cheney. Marcus decided to outfit Michelle in a more feminine style than the Congresswoman usually chose for herself. Before Vice President Dick Cheney's visit, Marcus hit the stores. He's got a good sense of style and came home with a sleek, simple hourglass dress with a yoke collar and a winter white. He even bought a matching coat and shoes. I just slipped it on, said Michelle. Marcus reacted with shock when he realized he had fallen victim to the very measure he had come to Indiana to support. I was gobsmacked. She was a twat waffle, he might have said. I never realized a law meant to protect individuals' religious freedoms would be twisted in such a way as to discriminate. Clearly, people are misapplying this well-intentioned law. Shop owner Holtz said she was well within her rights and does not discriminate. He was getting very persnickety and didn't seem to like anything we had to offer.
Just looking at his picture, you know the word persnickety applies.
Totally, and clutches his pearls.
Yeah, clutch pearls.
He said, my wife wouldn't like this one bit, and my wife wouldn't look good in that. So many times I began to wonder if he had a wife at all. He had on a wedding ring, but anybody can buy a gold band. He said my eyeshadow was too heavy. I decided whatever his lifestyle, I didn't want to support it, so I asked him to leave, which he did. Gay rumors have dogged Bachman for years, exacerbated by charges that his Christian therapy clinic administered gay conversion therapy as a matter of course.
His own homo
Homo. Rumors the Bachmans have fiercely denied. Marcus is the most rugged individual I've ever met, said the former congresswoman.
Most ruggedly
There's never been a
person.
gay bone in his body.
Well, not one. Not one.
But perhaps many. Holtz will reportedly continue to exercise her religious freedoms throughout her dress shop.
And that is breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
I had something I lost.
I burst out laughing.
Oh, I read
persnickety.
and so many people had that on their page as real.
Oh, no, they totally did.
They
You're
did.
right.
I found that it was Thursday into Friday, so it was before it had blown up on Facebook, and that's where I just burst out, or Friday into Saturday,
That's
I'm sorry.
fun.
I burst out laughing. That was fantastic.
Get me to the end of the story. There's something
Okay.
that you said in the end that reminded me of something else.
Okay.
Stand by.
Oh, yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. No, do something else.
Well, I could do my final story.
Oh, let's do that.
Jesus, all
I
right.
like it. I'll listen.
Thanks, yeah, you're good. Well, back in the early 1970s, an urban legend sprung up that beloved TV comedian. What in the hell is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Funnel cock.
Thank God you didn't spill your wine.
Yeah.
Starting
I was
over.
the ghost of Bill Cosby. Just knocked that shit over.
There's always room for Jello. Apparently, Cher.
And pills.
I know what it is.
So back in the early 70s, an urban legend sprung up that beloved TV comedian Jim Nabors had married Rock Hudson in a private ceremony. Well, that was still cause back in the day for snickering and dumb jokes in those days, so naturally it spread
Cause
like
for snickering and
wildfire.
dumb jokes now.
15 years later, Hudson would publicly come out about his homosexuality. Now, Nabors, on the other hand, never commented about his personal life until just recently, when he and his longtime love, Stan Cadwallader, flew to Washington from Hawaii to get hitched. Nabors and Cadwallader evidently met back in 1975 in Honolulu, where Cadwallader was a firefighter, and they have been together ever since. Now, I think it's adorable whenever anyone gets married at 82 years old, for God's sakes. It's a time when too many people feel that their lives are over and there's nothing left to do but run out the clock. And oh my God, they've been together 38 years. Wow. So I think it's romantic and it's great that they all got married. And it's wonderful. If you don't know who Jim Nabors is, here's a picture of him. Actually, they're recent. Yeah. Jim Nabors played Gomer Pyle on Andy Griffith's show, also on Gomer Pyle USMC. He was all over the place. But apparently he's alive and well in 82 in Hawaii.
And
I feel like that was the news story that he's still alive.
That he's still alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He always has.
I thought he was
Right.
breaking news. He's still alive. But I guess now I can't remember what's the event that he sings every year at. Is it? It's either he either opens the Indianapolis 500.
You're right.
He is I guess he lost his voice a few years ago, so they still play a recording of him.
Oh.
So everyone's been, and that's why his story keeps coming up, is because he sings.
He's
the
got a great
opening
voice.
of
Verifiably not dead.
Verifiably not dead.
Makes public appearance
Well,
here.
And they were-
he and Andy Griffith had their albums out. You know, they were some singers.
Well, The Impossible Dream. He sings. It's the Indy 500.
Yeah.
Indy 500. They
Back
had,
home
they had
again.
a big old homo. leaving
Back
off them.
back home again in Indiana is what he sings.
And he sang it, and now
know.
they still play a recording of it. And they were saying because Takei, right? His name is Takei.
George Takei?
Joe Takei.
Rhymes with I think. I think it's Takai.
Oh, I thought it rhymed with gay. I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody help us out. He's
The Asian on Star Trek.
Right. We've already written off Asians. It's fine.
Who I've met. I met him.
But there's a rhyme that he says with his name, and I thought it
Takai
was.
in your eye.
Oh, that sounds gross. See? I don't really know how your funnel
I know,
cock
I
works,
kinda
but
was like,
can
ow.
you keep it out of my eye? Is there any
Yeah.
way I can just get the twat
That
waffle off in that
burns.
part?
Sounds like a
all right, I'll
hibachi
work on
party
that.
from a clown college.
Oh my God. Russell's Bears while dress shopping priceless. That is just fucking funny. And I was thinking of can't think of it.
Yes.
What was in the article that you wanted?
Oh, it's about the Homo Nomo camp. Waiting for Guffman, where he's like, I buy all my wife's clothes. It's funny, no one's ever seen his wife. No one's met her.
Right? Anybody can buy a little band.
It's okay. It does rhyme with gay. Yeah.
So
Here's what I do.
funny.
I just make shit up.
Oh,
Well, because
so-
he does have a rhyme but the in your eye sounds completely wrong coming from a gay man.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, and I think he'd lay down on you about that one.
I can't remember where I got that
Is
from.
there one more?
Huh?
Mr. McHugh, one more?
No, that was my
it.
wrap up.
That's
That was
what I
it.
thought.
Oh, that was good.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We liked it.
Time now for another Indy 500 tradition. We send it back to Dave Calabro for the introduction of the one
So-
and only Jim Neighbors.
Yay.
So apparently he sings this, but I bet this.
Wait, I want to hear it.
Please turn your attention
Stand by.
to the video boards and the victory podium. Since first appearing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1972, this gentleman has become a cherished icon on race day. He has treasured every moment being with you race fans.
Let me
here
pause
at
this just for a
track.
second. This may be exactly why NASCAR came out and said, "Oh no, we're not doing this."
But I
didn't even think about any of this. I didn't know about it.
yeah,
And with those millions
they were
watching
waiting for him
around
to
the
make a
world,
comment because he's an out proud gay man now.
Right. So NASCAR obviously coming back on Indiana, being like, "Oh no, wait."
Never sounded sweeter when sung by this Hoosier at heart.
Hoosier at heart.
He's not. So he's not from.
Final time performing back home again in Indiana. Please welcome and sing along with the one, the only, our good friend, Mr.
If he says "golly," I'm gonna fall over.
I'm so excited. I can't even stand it.
We may have to pay for this.
No, we just talk all over it.
All right. What was he? He's
It's all
standing in
done
front of
by
the trophy.
algorithms.
This is on YouTube, by the way. You can find it.
Back
Dot
home
com.
again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see.
I swear to God, he was at karaoke last Sunday.
Well, this is from last year, so he'd be 81.
Burning bright through the sycamore.
Well, Shazam, he's singing it.
That sounds like
Alright.
a terrible song. I'm over it.
All right. Well,
I'm not into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No.
Seriously, that was not a
Wow.
bad. What
I
about
have
a
to confess,
sycamore? Fuck you,
I was
Flat
never
Waffle.
I was never a fan of his. My mom had a lot of albums. I was not a fan.
We did
I was
not
more
have
of a
the albums.
Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Sure.
You load
you look
16 tons, and what do you get?
Another day older and deeper in debt.
You got to sing really low though.
I'm more of a W.C. McCall convoy.
I have
Oh,
no-
we got
CW McCall.
we got us
Same
a
song.
No, it's
convoy.
not.
My mouth made all the same noises.
I'm such an influence on you, such a positive influence on you.
You really have been.
You said my name wrong. It doesn't matter. I made all the right noises with my mouth.
Look at how I've grown.
It's okay to K. That's how he says it.
People say a man is made out of mud.
Mm-hmm.
A poor
And
man's made out of
muscle and blood.
Muscle and blood and skin and bones. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load the
16 tons. What do you get? Another day.
Proving that half of this cast is old and the other half is not.
Why? Because I don't know all the words, or because I
take it
can't
back.
sing that low.
Marnie and I are the same age.
Yeah.
You're the youngster. And
I know.
I'm even younger.
Well, his mouth made all the right sounds.
Because you know what I mean? Only young people know all the hits of Tennessee Ernie Ford.
from
Who was
K-Town.
always photographed with a cross. I'm like, does that thing follow him around?
Maybe he's got
Have
it
you
on
ever
it.
heard that there's a twat waffle right behind him?
God.
Sir,
I'm sorry, the
that is
pedicure
a funnel
stand.
cock to you.
What a,
It's a pedicure station.
the chair massages you.
I'm glad I could bring that.
Was there a follow-up on either one of you for headlines, or are we moving on to
No,
something
I'm
else?
moving my follow-up to hers to
Yeah.
entertainment because I got a thin
yeah.
line there.
Oh, you do?
Stretch it out.
All of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Okay.
why am I hoarse all of a sudden? I don't know what that even means, but it is. It's
What happened?
I don't fuck. Nobody's sure what happens. All right, let me. I don't know. Fuck it. All right, let's see if we can make this happen. Al Perkins and what is it? Entertainment? Yeah.
Sound check. Well, update. I found a long time ago, and I forgot to tell you all that Disco Beaver from Outer Space is available on YouTube. Even if HBO will not give me the rights
Shut
to it.
Did
the
you say
front
Disco
door.
Beaver?
Disco Beaver from
Okay.
Outer Space.
I just had it stuffed.
So, an amazing documentary on last night, Going Clear. I hope everybody watched it. We forgot to mention Megan Mullally and Nick Offerman and the band Wilco canceling stuff. New Daily Show host. And
Already in controversy.
the new spin-off for The Walking Dead. And we're going to start with, I know Katie's not here, but we just got to talk about The Walking Dead finale. 90 minutes of just terrorizing bliss. It was so goddamn good. And I could not stay awake Monday morning to watch all of The Talking Dead. And it was like a fucking wet dream. They had Daryl and Carol on, Melissa McBride and whatever the fellow is, and they plays Daryl. It was so goddamn good and exciting. And the first part of Sunday Night Shift was not very busy. So I read the synopses of the first 17 volumes of the comic books to see how far off we were. And then we got busy and I pretty much got exhausted. But oh my God. So fans of the show, if you've been watching The Walking Dead, it was just out of control. Inside Alexandria, outside of Alexandria, we found out who the W people are. They're the wolves. They're serial killers. We learned how to herd zombies. Ooh. We had fights to the death, and we have Carol.
Wait a minute, how do you fight to the death with zombies? Are they already dead?
No, because it's the humans that do it, but they're nice. They shoot you in the head.
Right.
So that you don't become a zombie. They keep you from reanimating. But oh my God.
What?
Aren't they dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was like,
No, because I was with you.
I'm
Thank
very
you for
black and
voicing
white
that,
on this.
yeah.
I don't, gray areas I don't do
thank
well.
you.
That's where the
voicing that,
undead
I have
comes
no
in. It's
idea.
the gray area.
Is the gray area that you don't want to be undead, so you make everybody have a pact that they'll shoot you in the head.
I have that pact
Why
with like
wouldn't you just
38
pretend
different
to be
people.
dead?
Can we have that now?
Well, we did have somebody, the girl, Saniqua Martin Green, I think is the actress's name. I can't remember what her character's name is. But she is having this like existential crisis because everyone is dead around her. And so she's going around like just kind of putting herself at risk, killing zombies. And she's so fucked up that at one point she's like making a mass grave for the zombie bodies that she's shot in the head. And she just lays there on top of the zombies with them. And it was like this very peaceful, like spiritual moment of like, this is the only place I can hide because humans won't come near here because it's filled with zombies. The zombies won't come near here because I'm camouflaged with the smell of zombies. And it was like this really weird moment. But to have Melissa McBride, who is, I think that's her name, she is so good as Carol on The Walking Dead. And she's this abused, she started off as an abused woman with an abusive husband and a daughter, and she was this wallflower, and she's just turned into this like killing machine, and she's like the pseudo leader of the group. And she just, when they went into Alexandria, she just took on this new character of like pretending to be like knowing nothing about guns and just a sweet woman who's Susie Homemaker and so glad the men can protect her. And she's like blown up a whole town and killed like all these people. She's the one that killed the little kids that were getting a little out of hand. Like she's phenomenal.
I'm like 2 seasons behind, but I stopped
I'm
watching.
sorry.
No, you're fine. I don't care. I will know everything that's coming and still watch it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I'm way over the spoilers, but yeah, I loved watching her like transition. Like after they beat the crap out of her husband and he was gone, like just watching her like gain strength. It's one of my favoriteest characters.
And my worry is that someday they're gonna kill her off, and it's gonna absolutely kill me. But she is so good in this. So in this one, they go into this new town where they're not sure, and they've made mistakes before of going in with people and finding out they were killers.
Atlanta, that place where Carl
Terminus,
really started, right?
Yeah, the rapists, and it was just so funny to watch her walk in. And the minute they talked to her without any conference with anyone else, she's like, "Oh, help me get this gun off from around my shoulder." And like, she was just like the she-man hero of the group. And all of a sudden she's like, "Oh no, help me get this gun off from around me." And all of a sudden she is Susie Homemaker and playing this and just scheming everybody. And then she's like, but as soon as she gets someone alone, she threatens to kill them if they don't go to her will. So, and then the spin-off is going to be called Fear the Walking Dead. And that starts later this summer, so we can have 52 weeks a year of Walking Dead things. Kind of like how Project One Way or All-Star Project One Way, it's just on all the time.
It's all just the same
I just
thing,
wait for
right?
my break from that.
I like Bear Walker's comment followed by Harrison's comment in the chat room. Very funny.
Hey, listen, Harrison, mono is no joke. I had it
Yeah.
in junior high school. That is some fucked up shit. That
Hey,
sucks.
I do a lot of that when I've had the flu and I've had the tonsillitis.
Apparently when I work 4 days in a row.
Yeah. Oh, it's real. Bear, come back. It's a little week without Shane, but they get it back. You end up hating Rick for seasons.
I was so excited that Shane was gone. Like Shane couldn't have died soon enough for me.
Oh, he was my favorite because he was always right. And then you find out as the show goes on that Shane was always right and they
Was
should have let
always
him
right,
live. Yeah, he's
really.
all right. But Fear the Walking Dead starts this summer. So going back to the twat waffles of the formerly known as Hoosiers. And, every time the governor goes on and like, Hoosiers are very nice people. And you're like, yeah, Hoosiers are nice people. You're a dick.
Right.
Like, listen, Sunshine.
Yeah.
As a quote from Carol this week. Carol looked at Rick and she's like, listen, Sunshine, you're either the nice guy or you're the killer, but you can't be both. So move on. And it was fantastic. I'm paraphrasing.
I like
but
it.
Megan Mullally and Nick Offerman do a comedy show that they have canceled the date that's coming up. I guess they're already booked into a show tomorrow, and they're giving all the money to the Human Rights Campaign for the state of Indiana, and that's at Indiana State University, if I'm not mistaken. Wilco, the band, has canceled their shows. Starbucks has spoken out. Turns out the Angie's
List.
the
Uh-huh.
CEO is a gay man that's married, and he is like,
Shut the front door.
Yep.
and so there's a couple companies that they found out that the CEOs were gay men, and so the Apple, the
Tim Cook.
yeah, the one that wrestles all the Chinese people
Right,
into
right,
working harder. He's a well, he does.
We're getting a watch out of it. Shut up.
Good call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Trevor Noah, he's a South African comic, really attractive. He's only been on the show a few times, but they've named him as the new host of The Daily Show, and somebody forgot to clean out their Twitter feed.
Yeah.
And so there's some anti-Semitic, dicey, supposedly comedic.
Sure. Listen, comedy is hard.
Comedy
Sometimes
is hard.
It just goes wrong.
And seriously, if they went back and listened to the show, they would, be an uproar over our like triumphant tour of Asia. You know what I mean? But we love
Right.
you.
If any of us ever runs for office, like we're all just fucked, just because of the
We'd be
comedic
three-
racism in this show.
I like what Aaron said up there.
What did Aaron say?
Yeah.
All right.
I can
Tomo,
see
it's so
that.
good. Don't say
Sure.
that. It's so
No.
good. Steven, do you have any gay bars where you live?
Yes.
Steven, who is that question to? I think
Yeah, Stephen, who are you
If
asking?
it's to us, yes.
We do, because
And
we
Steven, I can't-
all work in them.
yeah, and I
Well, kind of.
yeah. Steven, I can't remember where you're from though. So
Canada.
Or is it Stefan?
Stefan.
I believe that's with an A.
So anyways, he's very cute. It's very odd to have him. I don't know much about him. I only saw one of his of the 2 or 3 times he's been on since December. I've only seen 1 or 2, and Jon Stewart is just going for broke at the end of this. He's just taking on everyone and going
why
nuts
not?
on them.
Why not?
So it's going to make it a hard act to follow, because you're going
sure.
to want guests to come on. You want to, you know what I mean? Jon Stewart
Agreed.
kind of battled with CNN and kind of battled, more so battled with Fox, but he had a
Right.
little feud with CNN going for a long time where he made fun of them mercilessly. But now he's just balls to the wall. So now the Daily
Good.
Show getting a guest on there with a new host, you're going to have to back up a little bit from the guy who has nothing to lose.
Right, because
Yeah.
now you have everything to lose.
Yeah, now you're new, and and Larry, what's Larry's name that followed, the one that took over for Colbert?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Whose name I don't have. That show is a lot of fun.
Is it?
Oh yeah, they have a round table
It's
discussion.
Larry Wilson or Larry...
And I can't think of There's always foreigners playing our superheroes though. Oh my God, what is-
Wilmore.
Larry Wilmore.
Wilmore.
That's a very funny show. And the little hot hottie from HuffPost, who I'm friends with on Facebook now, but I can't think of his name. I will look him up in a minute. But and I was all excited because I thought one of our listeners was him in disguise. He's been on there. It's a very interesting show. It's a whole different format. They do the comedy with the news, and they sit around the round table and they play a game like Gun to Your Head, something. I don't know. It's very funny.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so I watch it in the afternoon the next day. It's good times. Now the big documentary this week, HBO again. Can't live without HBO. Going Clear.
I steal it. No, it's good.
The Prison of Scientology.
I
Or
steal it.
I do.
No.
however you get there. And I think now they have the ads out. I think now you don't have to steal it. I think it's a buy alone service.
Is it out now?
I think it was supposed to be April 1st, and the ads, it's not HBO Go, it's like HBO Get or HBO something.
HBO Go.
I'm gonna Google.
No,
it right
it's
now.
not HBO Go.
No,
HBO Go
'cause-
is part of your HBO
Right,
account through your
package,
cable
right.
Which is how
company.
I get there because I'm sponsored by my in-laws.
But now there's
Right.
and they admit they don't care.
They don't
if
give
you
a
steal
shit.
it.
Yeah.
I can't think of what the ads say because I just saw it for
I
the
haven't
first
seen
time
that,
this
though.
weekend. But it's like HBO,
Googling.
yeah, something or other.
HBO Now.
HBO. Yeah, that might be it. HBO Now. So it's based on a book. It has all these interviews with former Scientologists, a couple of them actors. The guy that wrote Paul Haggis that wrote Crash, and I think he wrote $1 Million Baby.
He did.
It is a very, very disturbing and interesting look at. And the point of the thing is not to like discredit someone's religion. It's to get them out of tax-free status, tax-exempt status, because of all the shit that they're pulling. And all the things they're doing, calling themselves a religion and getting tax-exempt status.
Yeah, that drives me nuts.
Clearly a scam, but a scam on a really high level. And it brings up Tom Cruise's marriage to...
Katie Holmes?
No.
Oh.
Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, that her father is a psychiatrist or a psychologist. So he was someone that they needed out of her life, and it didn't work. But Tom Cruise, so it turns out that may have been a legit marriage because Tom Cruise's involvement with the church through the bulk of their marriage was very low. He wasn't involved with Scientology very much. And then he got re-involved with them, and he left her. She didn't leave him.
Oh.
Tom Cruise left her, and it was right before the Moulin Rouge premiere because she was surprised to be alone at her big, what was to be her big, huge movie debut. To Die For didn't quite hit it, but they were hoping Moulin Rouge would. And I forgot that he left her.
I didn't recall. I don't pay attention.
Yeah, because in my mind I always made it like, well, she's a way hotter ticket than he is. She
And
left
taller.
him, but no. Oh yeah, well everybody is. And,
Right.
But just
I
funny,
think I'm
and then
taller.
the actress that was on Homeland this year, the one that was supposed to just be in the office with Carrie, but ended up going in the field and getting the whole story started this year. She was groomed to be Tom Cruise's girlfriend, next wife, and then she fell apart, and somehow they ended on Katie Holmes. So very, very strange. Their views on homosexuality is very backwards.
It's all very weird.
The point about they don't want you to have children. They actually encourage abortion. They don't want you to make more Scientologists. They're like the opposite of Mormons. So they actually encourage like adopting children, which may have something to do with the Cruise Kidman adopted children, and that they're Scientologists. And I guess they were pulled away from the mom, and it's riveting on so many levels. These people that were put in a hole.
I wrote everybody down and then was
I was
them
Googling.
Up. Yeah.
Wow.
And it took me. I fell asleep in the middle because I was just having some kind of narcoleptic fit. Yes, maybe yesterday was National Narcolepsy Day, and none of us knew.
It was going on. There was something in the air.
But again, HBO just blows it out of the water with another fantastic documentary based on this book. The book that was written by one of the producers, and phenomenal television.
Two of the things that were way too fucking disturbing was how Nazi reflective it is. Having to turn and
the saluting of L. Ron and the medallions, and then one of the ways they got Tom Cruise back was they
crazy.
give him
They're in the L.A.
Staples Center,
and all of a sudden Cruise turns and just, I have one thing I have to do before I can leave, and bam, and Miss Givage,
yeah, I don't know
whatever
his
his
name
fucking
either.
name is, Twat Waffle.
Yeah,
They're standing there, and
Supreme Twat
yeah.
Waffle.
Oh.
The Grand Poobah of Twat Waffles.
He's Hitler
Now available
reincarnate.
at Jack in the Box.
Yeah, it's very
He
crazy.
really is.
And an
Mornings
artist,
only.
And that L. Ron Hubbard was a fucking psycho.
so now when you watch The Master,
Gay man.
which is a tough movie to watch, and no one's ever going to say that's an easy.
Master?
The Master with the one that Harrison still doesn't forgive me for. It's
With
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Right. The last movie he did before he died.
Joaquin Phoenix.
No, a
right?
little bit before that. Joaquin Phoenix and a phenomenal performance by the redhead Amy Adams. But it's all about the starting of Scientology and but the deprivation, and that they have these people because he wants to be the Grand Poobah alone because now they're worth billions and billions of dollars, and he doesn't want to share the money with what was the board. So he has them captured in 2 trailers in California and beats them and abuses them every single day. And they're allowed out once in a while for media things. They've gotten rid of all PR people. There is they won't answer any media questions. Everything about them is in the dark now as they just acquire more and more property around the world. It's a shocking documentary.
It really is.
And some of the people that have gotten out of the hole, as they call it, are now talking. And they're like, they beat me every single day. Because they were doing it because of their religion. But it's fucked up.
It's B613.
And the one Jason
Bourne.
The actor?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but he's in Chicago PD. He's very real super gravelly. I've smoked
very
forever voice
handsome,
and
yeah.
real handsome. he was on there saying that he had a YouTube video that came out in '07 or something like this, and it was up for maybe that long. And then oddly came, like, things just kind of happen to people who talk. I mean, and I thought, before, I guess I was like, whatever, John Travolta, it's okay, everybody knows. Like, what are you worried about with the brainwashing or the,
they have so much money that they're left alone. So they leave the really, really rich ones alone.
Oh, I thought it was because they threaten them with what the information they have. That's what I got.
Oh, no, I do too, but they also don't get they don't get all the shit that the other ones do because they have so much money and they tithe so much money.
Right.
I mean, it really is just insanity.
Well, when Paul Haggis said, I was afraid people would, look at me like I was an idiot, and he said, and I am. I mean, it was something to that effect.
Yeah.
Like, where he said, looking back, Paul Haggis was a part of it for 30 years?
30 or 35 years, and he had never heard anything bad because they keep them off the internet. They keep them, I mean, they control their reading. And what do they call the people that the suppressive people or something like that? Like the people you have to stay away from?
The Sea Org or whatever?
No, Sea Org is the organization. That's who you go, but who are the suppressive people? Like Nicole Kidman's father.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
No, you're
That's crazy.
And they assign all these people. The one woman
right,
had a
suppressive.
child.
Jason, yeah.
Suppressive, yeah.
You're kidding.
Oh, people pull out. I try to tell people not to pull out their
I didn't realize that was
their
why.
endotracheal tubes. I'm like, you're going to regret that if you pull that out.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I mean, I think
Sounds
he has
like
a
a bad idea,
fantastic
sure.
voice, but truly, it's sexy. But
Leah Remini left. Leah Remini left the church, and now she's on the blacklist. All the things about they follow people, they videotape them, they come to their door with like GoPro cameras on their head. They stalked the one guy's wife. And she ended up getting a restraining order, and they said they were making a documentary, and the cops were like, well, then you have to go. You've got what you want.
Right.
And they just continued to stalk her. It's a very...
Well, and she is now suing, which is very interesting.
Because now it's in the religious freedoms law, because they found a way for her to sue.
Not like Indiana religious
where it's not.
freedoms.
No,
Right.
it is like that.
I thought it was not.
But it's she went about it a different way, so she's not infringing on someone's First Amendment rights.
Right.
She sued them a different way.
Well, because she was never a part of the Church of Scientology. Whereas if her husband had been, who was one of the big wigs, it was something different. But she was able to sue them, and in doing so, that miscarriage of justice, misgivage, whatever,
can, but his name does kind of rhyme with miscarriage.
Really
I thought I said it to myself about 15 times last night.
But he can, because of that, she names him. That's a good catch. She
Well
names
played.
him in the
juggling.
lawsuit. And
Thought
so
you were flirting with me
therefore,
for a minute.
he would have to come forward and give testimony.
Yeah, so they can get him out from
that's-
behind the Iron Curtain and
which
like.
is huge, which is, I guess, a really big deal. So I thought that was interesting. The auditors.
Yeah, the auditors.
That's what it was.
Oh my God.
Oh, the auditors. It's interesting. Apparently, nobody has
Creepy.
ever heard of Jonestown.
I know.
Nobody has ever heard of any of these things because really, it's just a cult.
Because the faces of them are out being independent.
True.
Like Tom Cruise and John Travolta are very out and about and seem to be living their own lives. So you don't
And
get
separate,
that impression.
right.
You're seeing this upper echelon, and then you see the people that are being like working for 10 cents a day. That Tom Cruise he wanted a private jet, so it was built for him by Scientologists, like being paid like, what did they say, like $10 a day?
Or up $30 a day or $50
And so
a day
they
or something. Most.
pumped
I
out
heard
this
was 50.
pimped out this whole thing. He had a little town built for him, all built with like the slave labor. I mean, seriously, I was just going into it expecting like a couple of stories of like, drinking the Kool-Aid, and then you find out like this shit's for real. Like, and they're crazy fuckers with the stalking. It was way
And Prop 8. They were huge in that.
They were huge in Prop 8 because they don't believe in homosexuality. That's why Paul Haggis had to get out, was because his 2 daughters are gay.
And he didn't know.
He didn't know about their feelings on homos because they only let you read certain things.
Oh, as
You
it
have
may
to get-
pertain to you.
Right,
Well,
yeah.
You have to get to a certain level. Like, you become I'm going to make shit up because I can't remember what it was, but like you're a lieutenant and then you're a colonel. But it's more like this level 1, level 2.
Made up ranks.
Okay.
Made up ranks.
And they're all going to infinity and beyond.
And if you get to a level 8, you're
Okay.
And there were.
And if you think it's a struggle, you're looking at the off ramps, you're not looking at that way. I mean, they're just keep speaking in like cliches and bullshit. And the
L.
people
Ron
in the
Hubbard
audience
was-
are like just cheering
yeah.
and going nuts.
And
It's-
you're
it's
exactly
official.
right, Jonestown.
I'm starting a church.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm going to.
You
Yeah,
can't make it
and-
any worse.
It's going to be good. We'll like it.
It
And then
really-
I'm all about getting a jet built. I want a jet
That's-
built
well,
and a bus.
the
That's
guy,
what I
remember
signed on
the-
board when they built the town
Yeah.
and the jet.
I'm on board.
Yeah, think about
Dr. Carlson,
that new
Grand
guy,
Poobah.
right? The guy who just said to his parishioners, "I need $60 million
For the
Oh, for
jet,
the jet,
yeah, yeah.
Oh, fucked up.
From
And they're
Georgia
like-
or Louisiana
yeah.
or somewhere.
And there were people within the congregation that were like, he needs it.
I feel
He needs to spread God's word.
And every time I think I'm bashing on a
Oh.
religion, then like another religious thing comes up, and you're like, I can't get behind you.
A God
I want to
tard?
be supportive. Yeah, God tard. I want to like.
I feel
A
like I'm a
religion-
good enough liar. I
religion
think
card.
I'm going to do well.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I feel like
All you need is a GoFundMe page.
a winning smile and a little bit of like. You just gotta find
Your
find
boyish charm will
right, my boyish charm. Oh my god!
find a couple.
Wait till you see me in a tux.
It'll confuse the shit out of some people.
Yeah.
Buy it at JCPenney.
Is it a twat waffle or a
Yeah.
bubblegum?
I'm gonna buy it down the road here, 3 for $300.
Three
Oh,
or
right
four
there next to
friends.
Maisie's, yes.
Oh, good.
3 or 4 friends with low self-esteem,
Yeah.
and those aren't hard to find in a daytime shift at a bar.
Nope, sure not. I'm gonna have some
gonna be fun.
followers. I'm gonna have some cheap suits.
Before we move on much further out of the, do you have what else do you have on entertainment? Do you have anything else?
No,
you
that's
got?
it. That's it. Like I said,
This just being reported online.
Breaking news.
Joni Mitchell, who was a rise to fame back really in the Woodstock era in the late 60s. Joni Mitchell, 71, was rushed to a hospital late this afternoon after she was found unconscious at her Los Angeles home. According to a new report, a 911 call was made at the singer's house and is now being treated in intensive care. So Joni Mitchell may have some issues going on right now. Bless her heart.
Can we put her on the death list?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, if you write her down.
Can we pave paradise and put up a twat waffle?
No, I don't know. No, you know what?
Because if we put her there, she'll live.
You know what? We haven't
don't
addressed
mean
this
that.
in a while. We may need to. Let's look at this right now. Can't we just? All
I don't think we've addressed it since I've been here.
right. Let's look at the death den.
Number 1 with a bullet, Mary Tyler Moore, because that's what keeps you alive. Being number 1 on her death list,
Right.
you'll never go.
Right.
Jerry Lewis, breaking news, he's still alive.
Yes.
Shit, damn.
Kenny Rogers, world famous roaster. Phil and or Betty Windsor, casual racists. Paris or Perez Hilton.
Interchangeable.
Yeah,
That
equally
is
useless
real,
life
Bear.
forces.
I'm number 6. I'm surprised that she's still alive.
Nancy Reagan or Babs Bush, but we're really rooting for Nancy to go first.
Yeah.
Titless wonder.
There.
The Earth has had
That's
enough.
mean.
The Earth can no longer support the titless wonder.
Right.
Abe Vigoda, still alive.
Right.
Sally Struthers, so
Fish.
the children of Africa can get some food.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're hungry.
Waiting in line behind her is
Oh,
a rough
God.
gig.
I'm hungry. Shut
An
up.
apple in her mouth.
Billy Graham, religitard.
Or Kirk Cameron. Either one.
Zaza Gabor, or whatever's left of her.
How much is left of her?
I
Just
think
the
there's
tr-
like
just the
a
trunk.
head
An
and one
ankle?
shoulder. I'm sorry, she's a shampoo now.
Just the
Ankle.
And then the bonus slot is held for Buddy Early or Pat Robertson.
We're hoping for Pat.
Well,
Right.
can we please write Joni Mitchell on there? She'll live.
All right,
Who would we take
All right.
off? I don't think.
I think Abe Vigoda's going to live forever.
I need a drink.
Internally, can you bring me my bottle? All right, I'm gonna get rid of Abe Vigoda too because no one really knows.
The fish.
I think he's stuffed.
So are we going to put on number 7? We're going to take Abe Vigoda off and put on Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell.
Oh my God! Let's see. You haven't used those markers in forever.
No, because, I mean this thing is permanent ink now because.
Hang on. You want to
Hold
like?
that. Oh, I was just gonna.
Oh, they come out that way. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
There you go.
You're the one that showed me that because I tried to get him out the other way.
Steven said he died. Oh, Perez Hilton. Oh, my bad.
Joni Mitchell.
Yeah.
And in case for any of you younger people that don't know Joni's songs, Big Yellow Taxi, or is it The River? What's the name of that? What's the beautiful song that starts with Jingle Bells?
No, I think you're right.
Oh, yeah. The river.
The
Because
River.
somebody just did that on a special like a year ago.
That is-
Maybe last December.
And,
I'm not sure.
That is one of the most beautiful songs ever written. If I had a river, I would skate away on it. No.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I get my
Uh-huh.
nipples get hard just thinking about
Wow.
that song.
Yeah, it's called River.
The
It's good to
River.
know.
And is in intensive care.
And for those of you that really are concerned, the reason Jennifer Lopez has a career, 20 years ago today, Selena died, was shot and killed.
That's
And
right. Yeah.
that movie was on in our break room at work one night, and
I'm I'm sorry.
I managed to find a way to walk that way and watch most of the movie Selena.
Oh.
I forgot how good that movie is, and B, how good Jennifer Lopez is in that.
She is.
And they played a little bit of
good.
twat
That was
waffle
good.
with the telling of the tale, because her killer is played by, and I can't think of the actress's name, but she's a great favorite of mine. Lupe Alventeros, I think is her name.
Okay.
She's in Chuck and Buck, Suck and Fuck.
I'm not sure what that
No,
is.
it's called Chuck and Buck, but the tagline is Chuck and Buck, Suck and Fuck. They're childhood sexual experimenters who grow up, and Chuck ends up being a little
Buckin'?
bit. Buck ends up being a little bit slow, and Chuck ends up being like this big virile man, and Buck can't get over his crush on Chuck, and kind of stalks him, and they so the one writes a play about his experiences, and it's a great movie.
I got lost on Buck and
It
Chuck.
just
I don't
sounds
know
like
what
a
happened.
diary is all it sounds
Sounds
like.
like a gay diary.
I'm going to write down all this stuff.
Chuck and Buck, for if you want a fun gay movie that's kind of disturbing but really, really interesting, Chuck and Buck. And Mike White, who's Mel White, the famous gay evangelist, he was the one that preached against the gays, then he came out as a gay preacher. Mike White is his son, and he wrote The Good Girl with Jennifer Aniston, and he has a small part in that, and he wrote Chuck and Buck. He writes some really fun independent movies with a little bit of edge to them, and Chuck and Buck's a lot of fun. Really interesting.
knew?
But anyways, this woman that they had play Selena's killer, turns out Selena's killer was like a contemporary of her. She was only in her like 30s,
She was
and
a
she ran the
midget.
fan club.
She was forgive me, I don't mean to be an ass, but I mean, she was just like this awful little thing that wanted to be
But
Selena.
they were friends. They were great friends.
I know they were, but I mean, like, once you see her and
Oh,
when
yeah.
you learn about her, like, that's all it was.
Well, then you understand why she may have been jealous of,
Super jealous.
yeah,
Creepy.
killed her.
Yeah.
She
Well,
did.
I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
I
Crazy,
miss
crazy,
constant.
crazy.
I said constant.
I think we're about ready for Cat segment. Are we ready to start this now?
Motherfucker, it keeps getting earlier and earlier.
Well-
Yeah, let's go.
Here we go, Cat.
This week and whatever the fuck this segment's turned into be.
We don't know. Nobody fucking knows.
We've got more unintended consequences from Indiana. We've got some this day in history kind of stuff. We've got Easter's coming. I've got 5 theories on why we dye the fucking Easter eggs in the first place.
Nice.
I've got strange names of groups of animals. And we're going to segue with HBO Now.
Oh, there we go.
Very nice.
Look at that.
I'm gonna take
Everybody
this,
pay attention and get HBO now.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to run an errand and within the house.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not going somewhere.
Are you going
Be
to Single
safe,
Girl
lock the
Safeway? Because I
door.
could use some ice cream.
No.
No, I don't.
Be safe. Lock the door.
All right. So, as someone who does steal their HBO,
There's no shame in that. Enough people use my HBO Go that I can't judge.
I have not been ashamed of it from day one. No, I canceled my cable and said to Sharon, I said, hey, babe, don't you have the login for your parents' Dish Network shit? Because we need to hook this up.
Yeah,
And I'm very upset that it doesn't work on whatever channel that The Walking Dead's on. Because there
AMC.
is an app for that, AMC. Like, you can get that as a standalone, like, on-demand thing, but not with DirecTV. Which is what
they
had
had a little feud. Yeah, AMC
Yeah,
had a
there was a
feud
little
with
fight.
them.
But HBO Now, from the frequently asked questions page, what is HBO Now? It's the standalone premium streaming service, so you'll be able to get HBO without having to sign up for all of the other bullshit because it's on the 3rd level of the cable tiers.
Oh, okay.
So like to get to HBO, you have to sign up for basic cable, and then you have to have digital cable, and then you have to have some other kind of shit, and then you have to pay for HBO. So by the time you actually sign up, like for poor people like me, looking at it going, I mean, you know how much your cable bill is.
Yeah, it's more than my electric bill and my water bill combined.
Exactly.
And gas, actually, and gas.
Exactly. So beginning in April 2015.
It's more important than all 3 of those other things.
That's I believe you. Beginning in April 2015, which happens to be tomorrow, so hopefully it launches pretty soon, HBO Now will be a streaming service. Unfortunately, only available to either desktop users, your computer, your laptop, whatever, or Apple customers. So you have to have an iPhone, an iPad, an iPod Touch.
I am all of these people.
You are all of those people. Yeah, says it will be rolling out to other devices soon, but only Apple products and the browser service currently. Subscription will be $14.99 per month.
How much?
$14.99 per month.
At all.
That's free.
Right.
For what you get.
Yeah.
And it really is like I could sign up and legitimately get HBO Now And what do? I do Hulu, which is like $8 a month. I do Netflix, which is like $8 a month.
And then you do Amazon
I
Prime,
do Amazon
right?
Prime, which factors out to be like, what, $6 a month?
But you get it all back in free shipping. I can't get over the joy that is Amazon.
I'm gonna have to learn. You guys
I need to buy more things
to learn
too.
me how to do that.
Yeah, so there actually it actually turns out that there are very few things that I can't watch in a relatively timely manner, like everyone else who DVRs their stuff with these couple of services. And sometimes I have to wait till the end of the season, like Walking Dead. I have to wait till they finally put it out.
August. They announced yesterday that the release date
that they're putting it on Netflix in August.
Season 5 will be August.
Perfect. See, that's just in time for the kids to go back
and
to school.
hands down their best season, like by far their best season.
I still got to watch last season's. But yeah, like cutting the cord seems to be a viable thing, and more so. The challenge is going to be is if every channel goes to the individual streaming service. Then you're going to be...
If you do have to do a la carte. And one of the things that they're worried about is ESPN, because most people get their cable...
Nope. Sorry.
Good night, back it up.
One of the things that people worry about is that you end up with Bravo and AMC. Well, AMC is kind of a premium channel now because they're the highest rated show.
Right, because everybody wants it. Sure.
Yeah, everybody wants it between Breaking Bad and The Walking Dead. But ESPN is the one that so many shows come with, and all the people want is ESPN. So you end up with... So no one's going to get OWN. That's the problem, is all those stations that just kind of come along with ESPN. So they're worried if HBO goes... Like, no one signs up for the movie channel. You get that as part of with Showtime in most places.
Right.
But I think once Nurse Jackie ends, I think I'm going to get rid of Showtime because I'm watching everything, binge watching it elsewhere, too, like Orphan Black.
I found that, by the way.
Sure.
I have it.
Did you?
I found it. It's on something that is not... Let me look. Sorry. I remembered I wanted to tell you that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Brilliant show. So much fun. So it's the way to go. And actually, HBO On Demand and HBO is not as good as HBO Go. Because I have not been able to find stuff. And remember, I was having all the problems with HBO Go because I don't want to watch something on a 12... I don't want to watch something on this little screen. I have no interest. Mm-hmm. Well...
As it turns
found
out,
my Samsung Smart TV gets apps, so I just put the HBO Go on my TV, and I got 1280p.
Which is how I watch all of my HBO. Yeah, I put it through the Xbox, and it has the apps. And
oh no, this is just my TV. Like the TV gets an app, and I can get it through my.
You wondered why that TV costs so goddamn much.
Well, because
it does everything.
Every time I actually get out the remote for the actual TV and play around in there, I'm like, this fucker does it. It's got a fitness check. I could work out every day at my home with someone.
I went for size on my last TV, but I do have a TV that's that smart with all the apps. And,
yeah, it's fantastic.
Totally
you can't always go for size. We've learned that.
Which is why I have more than one size. Because sometimes you're in a different mood. I understand.
Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't. I totally understand.
They're
dropping like flies.
It's on BBC.
Yeah, BBC America.
Yeah.
But so they're getting ready for the next season, so it appeared. Because remember I was saying, like, it wasn't on the BBC America On Demand. It wasn't on all these places I was looking.
So now they're putting it out.
Now they're going to
Orphan Black.
They're going to put out Orphan Black. The first 2 seasons are going to be on to get you ready for season 3, which will be coming out any minute.
Oh, okay, got it. Because that's why I was going to say I had season 1 that recorded, and I just went on here to look for it. It says, "Do you want to record the season?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, there's 2
I
seasons.
didn't realize that I had.
And they do that with
season.
most things. Like right before The Walking Dead comes on, they'll do a marathon where you can watch all 4 previous seasons, or they'll just do here's the last 6 episodes. And that's how this binge watching TV has gone absolutely nuts.
Sure.
And when we talk about the X-Files, my original was
and all of that, yeah.
Back in the late '90s, mid '90s. Harrison was here for Thanksgiving with my family out here, the Chavez family. And we were all into the X-Files, and FX, when it was new, did a Thanksgiving
marathons. I remember that.
X-Files marathon, and we only stopped the X-Files briefly to eat like a quick turkey dinner and get back to all the episodes.
Yeah.
And we watched like 12 or 13 episodes that day.
FX was always really great for that. They would take like that show that everybody's watching and just binge all the old seasons of it.
And it made it a much happier holiday, I gotta tell you.
I believe it.
Sure. Oh, sure.
I believe it. But yeah, as a girl on a budget, I am a little bit concerned that HBO now is going to open those floodgates where we're going to have to buy all of our TV a la carte, and I don't want to pay for it.
But I think we can make a very careful list and share some passwords and get it done.
Agreed. I think so.
I think we can make that. work.
It takes a village.
We'll have a make it work moment.
It does take a village.
It takes a village
to get enough TV in your life,
and sometimes a village idiot.
All right. I see Clayton looking at the clock. So before we get to...
Yeah, I'm just making sure
no, we're going to cross over. I understand.
Look, I like people who pay attention.
all the things that I've learned.
Oh, Drew, I am afraid of you seeing us on a 60-inch TV. Because I always say, if
it's horrible.
I don't ever want to be on my TV.
Oh my God.
Because
Because it's HD.
I can find Desperate Housewives used to be frightening finding the makeup mistakes on those ladies.
I will look fabulous. Okay, so
From the back.
Yeah.
Because that's all they see of you.
look, it's a nice profile.
Yes.
I always wear black, so I look a little slimmer.
I'm always in green, so I look like I have shamrock tits.
It's a shamrock shake, literally.
Yeah, I know. I got as I was in the chair getting my massage today, and you're like, "Woo."
I think I'm gonna start calling my segment "Killing Time"
Yeah.
because I kind of feel like
We have a
that's
whole
what
I
hour
didn't
to
mean to
go.
agree
I
with
know
that so
I've got a
quickly.
whole fucking hour to kill.
We'll make up
We'll
shit.
figure it out.
Yeah.
I know. All right, what do you want to hear? You want to hear about Easter eggs?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, can you? Oh, I love those stories.
All right. Well, I've got one from the website Mental Floss, which is one I actually really enjoy. They come up with some really fun stuff, and a lot of it's very, very humor based, and some of it's pretty informative.
Okay.
5 theories about why we dye Easter eggs for Easter.
Okay.
Every year as Easter approaches, people across the globe hard-boil eggs and then dye them brilliant colors, which, incidentally, you can buy them pre-dyed at AJ's.
Shut up.
Yeah.
How much is it per dozen?
Dozen eggs, like $5.99. Like $5.99.
Okay, like $70.
Same as organic.
Oh, AJ's. Yeah.
Wow.
AJ's Fine Foods. They've already dyed the eggs for you.
That's crazy. I didn't realize you could. That is lazy.
Madness.
That is lazy.
You know what though? I was looking at Sharon and she was like, "Oh yeah, I bought some extra eggs because we're gonna die." And she's like talking Easter egg. I'm like, "The fuck are we doing that for?"
Who's dying?
Right.
Oh,
The
all right.
eggs.
Oh,
Dyeing the
I
eggs.
was like, the way you worded that. I'm
Oh,
like,
did I say it stupid? I drink.
yeah.
Yeah. When my sister
Whatever.
came out with my nieces, like 15, about 15 years ago, they came out to visit, and it was for Easter week because my sister still pretends that holidays mean something to me, and I don't give
Right.
I enjoy Thanksgiving because I like organized turkey. Like I'm in it for the turkey. I don't care about any other part of it except for turkey and stuffing.
And mashed potatoes and gravy.
And I eat it all. No, I don't even like that shit. Mine is just turkey and gravy.
All right.
And I'll eat it all fucking week. That's all I care about. That's,
Right.
Thanksgiving just means
I
turkey
wish
and stuffing.
somebody would make me a turkey tomorrow.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
eat it all the
exactly.
time. Yeah.
Exactly. And we won't get into fight number 2 with my family about we can't have turkey on Christmas Day because we just had it at Thanksgiving. You've
That's
been
some
eating pizza
bullshit.
on every Friday since 1975. All of a sudden, there's a food we eat too
Right.
much.
We had the number to Pizza Hut memorized because it
Right.
was
Oh,
Wednesday.
no, we
Every
don't.
Wednesday.
No, we don't do that Pizza Hut shit.
We were
we do
Pizza
Niagara
Hut.
Falls pizza.
I'm from Utah.
But anyways,
Hysterical.
so
60-inch
it was
Clayton.
Easter. It was
no
Easter
worries.
week. My one niece was losing a tooth,
Mm.
and my sister was like, "Well, what do you have planned for like?" And she was calling me for weeks. Is there a chocolate store in Arizona? I'm like, "Are you fucking high? You're coming
Nope,
from
no
Shitville,
chocolate
New
here."
York." To one of the 5th biggest city in the country. We have a chocolate store. I'm sure I can get it home and into a
See's
freezer.
Candy is open
Right.
all the time.
But it was so funny with, are we going to dye eggs? I'm like, is that something we're supposed to do? And I didn't realize that,
something we have to
my
do?
nieces were like 7 and 9 years old. So I'm like, all right, I guess we're going to dye eggs. I guess we're going to do that.
Yeah.
I'll do my Penny Marshall imitation. So
I'm going through that in my very own house right now. I'm like, really? We have to go to an Easter egg hunt? Raise your hand in my house if anybody knows why people celebrate Easter. Chirp, chirp.
yeah, so we're out.
Oh,
So we're
yeah.
out on that.
Well, he had it last week. We were talking about how they have to do it on Sunday because Mondays is the holiday and 3 days and bullshit. He figured it all
Second
out.
Tuesday after the first Monday. We know.
Yeah, exactly. But then it got to, then my niece lost a
you
tooth,
can
and all of a
always
sudden we
catch
had the
us, Bear.
tooth fairy and the Easter bunny coming on the same day, and I'm like, I cannot have kids. Like, this shit is too much.
Too expensive, really.
Listen, these are all make-believe
Right.
people. I'll give you cash at the end of the year for whatever I owe you.
I know.
Add up the
I know.
holidays and fairies, and we'll come to some kind of a settlement.
I thought that was karaoke.
And then you absolutely do eat the dyed. Well, you don't eat the outside shell of the egg, but
Thank
you
God.
absolutely do eat the egg. It's fabulous. Right around this time of year.
Unless, of course,
Yeah.
you're my oldest stepson, who, up until he grew out of it about 1.5 years ago, was allergic to eggs.
Oh,
So then it's like,
no.
why the fuck?
Yeah.
How did
So now
you
you're gonna
find
make
out that he
hunt for
wasn't?
allergy.
There's a lot of egg salad running around. I can tell you that.
It's
Went
no,
to the allergist, had him tested, had him treated, had him tested.
Some people grow
You
out
just
of
grow out of
allergies.
them. Yeah, the kids do.
But I like instead of the race for the
Because-
cure, it's the hunt for anaphylaxis.
Because Jesus dropped festive ovums on the cross.
That's actually true and coming up in the next section.
God, I love you, Bear.
Oh my god. All right, kids, we are wrapping up hour 2. Guess what? Hour 3 is next. Kat Carlson's going to continue on with whatever the fuck her segment's
I
called.
need to do shots.
Maybe. We've got a whole hour to kill. Our drinking word is
Twat waffle. I couldn't remember.
twat waffle. Jeez, you gave it to us. Twat
Almonds a
waffle
shot.
is the drinking word. Catch up, drink along, join us in the chat room. If you haven't told us where you are from, let us know, because Al likes to write these things down.
I just can't remember where Steven's from. We have guesses from Canada,
We'll
but I
figure
can't
it out.
remember.
Steven, where are you from?
We're back in just seconds on Q Talk America.
You've been listening to the show on Q Talk America. This is Q Talk America.
The following broadcast contains adult humor, language, and topics, along with partial nudity. Actual knowledge is used sparingly. The show is a result of a lost bet and a bad game of rock, paper, scissors. It's the show with Clayton McKee. And now, a man with a face for radio, Clayton McKee.
Good evening again, everybody. It is a little after 9 o'clock here in Central Phoenix. This is the show. It's Q Talk America. You're in Studio C with me. I'm Clayton McKee. That's Kat Carlson, Marnie Ryer, Al Perkins. Here you are. Welcome to
Here
it.
we are.
If you don't like it, well, watch something else.
But don't. No, you were
We're in the middle of a segment with Kat
Carry
Carlson.
on. We're
Carry
like
on.
7 minutes in and have never heard why we dyed the egg. So hit
Oh,
us with
because
it.
there's
That's
a
a good
list.
point.
I got 5
Yeah,
theories.
5 things.
It's Kat's list.
So there's
Okay.
a number one theory.
Number 1 is
No, I mean, I want to do the
Oh, yeah.
countdown from like least likely to most likely.
I don't know that they're in,
Make-
Oh, I didn't know.
Nobody listens to me, Steven.
in no particular order.
Okay, thank you for that disclaimer. There you go. All right. Carry on, my wayward son.
In no particular order, the 5 theories about why we dye Easter eggs every Easter are: number 1, a spring celebration. Eggs were often associated with pagan festivals and celebrations of spring. Eggs were symbolic of rebirth and new life, making them an appropriate part of the celebration of spring and the new life that comes after winter. It was common for eggs to be decorated in conjunction with these spring festivals, and common to see these colored eggs given as gifts to friends and family. The symbolism of rebirth fit very well with the spring holiday of Easter, as it's the celebration of Jesus' resurrection.
Rebirth.
Fictitious character that we talk about often.
I'm so
on this
glad
show.
we can make this better for our deaf friends. This means he has risen indeed.
He's set up.
Or grandma's got a boner. Because she's a twat waffle.
Get off the
International
cross.
symbol for resurrection. Bam.
Up in front.
The practice of decorating eggs and giving them as gifts was adopted by Christians and included in their Easter.
I think
Easter
the word is
celebrations.
stolen.
Yeah.
Stolen, sure.
Absconded with.
But yeah.
However, number 2, it was a Mesopotamian tradition.
Oh, I like that. It's my favorite B-52
I love to say
song, too.
Mesopotamia.
Mesopotamia.
According to Volume 5 of Donahoe's magazine, which was a monthly Catholic...
Don Ho has a
I
magazine.
didn't know. Tiny bubbles.
Twat waffle.
I almost got to the description, too.
Oh, damn
A
it.
monthly Catholic-oriented general interest magazine that ran from 1878 to 1908.
General interest.
General interest. As opposed to specific interest.
For
Early,
those of you that really care.
Yeah.
early Christians in Mesopotamia dyed eggs red to mimic the blood that Christ shed during his pedicure.
Oh, I was like, ooh.
I know.
He has risen indeed with a pedicure.
Yeah, the church purportedly took up this tradition and has continued it ever since. Number 3, King Edward I of England may have also contributed to the tradition of decorating eggs to celebrate Easter. In the 13th century, he ordered 450 eggs to be colored and decorated with gold leaf.
Oh, that's fancy.
That is
It's a
fancy.
Pricey.
Fabergé.
Pricey, too.
They were presented as Easter gifts to the rest of the royal household.
Risen, royal household. Oh, no, given.
Right. Gifts.
Risen. Or grandma's got a heart on. Okay, I'm ready to speak to the deaf. This means making tuna.
Really?
I made that up many years ago.
This
This means day shift. This means making tuna.
means cheese.
Yeah.
This means ambulance. That's all the sign language I know.
love it.
Cheese.
This means I
and
don't know what the
ambulance.
fuck you people are talking about.
I'm working tonight. That's real sign
But
language.
don't mix that up with masturbating.
It is.
Oh!
Different wrist.
Good call, Bear.
Wrist-
Now, why would you just go for the obvious?
Masturbating. Yeah.
Well, I
know.
guess you could do this, too, depending on whether you're a twat waffle or a
Bullshit.
funnel cock. Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, that's real.
Bullshit.
That's real. That's real.
I've seen that one
No.
before.
That's
When you
The
work,
work
when you
masturbating
work
one
in-
is too.
When you work in a bar and it's really loud, you end up having to like make up some gestures to get your point across.
Right.
And at some point, I did this while talking about making tuna, and my friend was like, "Is that the international symbol for making tuna?" I'm like, "On day shift." So there, I mean, it says Al sign language.
I'm in. I love it.
I got nothing.
Number 4, we're going to
like
blame
it.
Mary Magdalene.
Oh, we should.
Of course.
Sure. In
Fucking
several
hooker.
legends, Mary Magdalene is a key player in the creation of the egg dyeing tradition. One version involves Mary Magdalene's trip to Jesus' tomb 3 days after his crucifixion.
Before or after the rock was
Before.
okay.
More.
Yeah.
Miracle Whip is not white out either. Oh, honey,
Stop it with the whiteout.
Miracle Whip
Stop
and
it.
white out. They'll both go right in my mouth. I loves them both. One's real, one's a metaphor. You work it out.
I will vomit.
Fair point,
Fair play.
Wow.
sir or ma'am.
Funnel cock.
So vile.
We're going to move on.
Yes, let's do.
Number 5, Mary, the mother of Jesus, and the red egg.
Oh, God, that sounds wrong.
I know. Some Eastern European legends credit not Mary Magdalene, but Jesus' mother Mary
Aren't they
as the
the
source of
same?
the egg dyeing tradition. No, they're different people. Mary Magdalene was the whore that Jesus loved and allegedly possibly married if you watch the Da Vinci Code.
Yeah.
And
Who
Mary,
then escaped to France
yeah.
on a boat.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, is the one that spat him out of her twat waffle.
Spat.
With no visible signs of a funnel cock.
Could you write down every religion that's ever happened in the world?
I think the only one we got is Scientology at this
Yeah.
point.
No, I think we just pissed all over Christianity in a mean-spirited
Yeah,
way.
no kidding. I think so.
It wasn't mean spirited. How was
think
that
so.
mean spirited?
When I made it a pedicure stand, I
All right.
How are
we'll
your
blame
nails? Well, a little long.
Too long. They pierce me.
it. Well, you know which church we probably didn't offend?
let's get to them.
The First Church of Cannabis.
Oh, yes, I heard about
The
that.
unintended.
I did. hear about
Unintended
it. I love
consequences
it.
in Indiana. The First Church of Cannabis has been approved by Indiana's Secretary of State after the state's religious freedom legislation became law last week. That's right.
They are
The
bad shit
church's
crazy.
the church's
People say
founder. Wait,
cannabis
hang on.
smokers are lazy, but I say nay, nay.
Hang on, because they applied to the
Iron's
Secretary
hot.
of
Let's
State
strike.
for their incorporation, whatever. The church's founder, Bill Levin, said he filed paperwork in direct response to Indiana Governor Mike Pence's signing of the Religious Freedom Restoration Act on Thursday. The Secretary of State, Connie Lawson, approved the church as a religious corporation with the stated intent to start a church based on love and understanding with compassion for all. Cannabis is listed as the church's sacrament in its doctrine, and he will set up a church hierarchy. The church will plan to grow hemp, he said, though it will not buy or sell marijuana.
Well, damn it.
Well, hang on, though. He says if
They're going
someone...
to give it away.
Yeah, there you
Right.
go.
There it is. He says, if someone is smoking in our church, God bless them, Levin said. This is a church to show a proper way of life, a loving way to live life. We are called Canitarians.
I like it. And I can help them with the transubstantiation, which is the transubstantiation.
He's about to tell us.
It is. It is the word for the fact that Catholics believe that they are actually the priests have the power of transubstantiation to turn the bread into Christ's flesh. You are not consuming bread. You are literally consuming his flesh. It is cannibalism. And the water is wine.
Did you see the DNA
I
article?
read a DNA article that says that sacrificial wafers actually hold no part of Jesus in them at all.
No, because then they have to catch them afterwards because it's transubstantiation. But that is what they believe in. It is cannibalism. Because that is a tenet of their belief that does not go on to Methodist Church. It's a symbol in most of their churches, but Catholics believe
Catholics
it. So
actually believe it.
they actually believe it.
Yep.
That's the power of the priesthood. So we just have to get these guys to sell the same shit to someone else, but turn in the pot into Jesus's
Whatever.
crown.
Sure.
Thorny
Sure,
seeds,
the
I'm
thorny
sure, right?
thing, whatever. Toenail clippings, what
Why-
have you.
why not?
What have you? Jesus'
out?
cuticles. White
Yeah.
out. Jesus' is white out.
We could sell that on eBay. I bet.
You'd make some money out of Jesus' white
That's
out.
some cash.
That's some DNA.
If they're successful, marijuana is currently illegal in Indiana for both medical
Talk about
and
your
recreational
miracles.
use. So the church could test the application of the new law. The Religious Freedom Restoration Act prevents Indiana's government from substantially burdening a person's exercise of religion if it can demonstrate that it is that it is the least restrictive means of furthering a compelling governmental interest. So basically they're saying that if you subscribe to the church and sign up for the church, the government can't stop you from smoking your weed.
Yeah, it's a religious.
I like it.
Yeah.
What if there was a gay church?
That's what I'm saying. What do you think I'm going to start? Don't give it all away.
Oh.
I'm loving Annette. So all Christians are cannibals?
No, just Catholics and
Just Catholics.
Yeah.
That's stopped. Even their Episcopalian stepsisters don't buy that shit.
Yep. Levin, who spoke to the what am I reading?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Only you can tell us.
Levin said that his church has received $2,000 in donations and received more than 7,000 Facebook fans in the last 5 days. In the 5 days that it has existed, he hopes to build the first church or temple built of hempcrete, a building material similar to concrete that includes hemp. He's going to go so far as to get building property to be their holding ground. They're setting up a council. They'll probably have Alcoholics Anonymous on their premises,
as all churches do.
right?
Somebody's got to pay. Somebody's got to pay the rent.
That makes you a legit church, like Alcoholics Anonymous. We're in. Yeah, he also wrote out the new Deity Dozen, a 10 Commandments-like list, which suggests
The Deity Dozen,
which has suggestions for better living. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually go find them on Facebook and perhaps
Might be able to find them local.
maybe. Oh, we could open a chapter.
Oh, we should.
Yes.
Right here in the studio. This is our
Done.
Our pulpit.
I'm almost over my fear of
Could
coughing.
everyone be quiet? I'm worshiping.
With a sandwich.
Correct.
I'm looking up caramel corn online.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
I gotta
order
tell you,
some?
I'm going to Denver in June, and they better have the city founders better have a bong ready.
They
A
do.
sandwich.
I want to
Gracious
partake.
goodness
Right,
gracious.
exactly.
A sandwich.
That's right.
I want the Terminator
I'll
of
take a foot long.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I might have to just sign on to that instead of inventing my own whole church. Maybe I could just be a
Wow.
cardinal of the Church of Cannabis.
Steven.
Oh
how
my
about
God,
that?
Steven, that's a lot going on.
That's busy.
Dad and mom, a pastor, wife for half my life. Wow.
That
What about the other
is
half?
Busy.
Maybe-
He ran
pro-
like hell.
probably gay.
Steven, don't be offended if I say you escaped.
We say that with a question mark.
Congratulations.
we say, good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah, that's a lot.
We got a lot of mileage out of those Easter eggs.
I'm saying, well,
And we haven't even talked about the farting that goes on. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, Bear
Must
tried
we?
to.
yeah. The egg salad, hard-boiled egg gas is not for the weak
Not
of
for
heart.
the-
No.
But think about it. Right after St. Patrick's Day, that's a lot of cabbage.
That's yeah. Oh.
that's why I don't eat cabbage. I mean,
Wow,
I
there's
think it
the-
tastes like feet. But
I'm thinking late
No,
March
really
to
good.
mid-April. You might want to open the windows because there's some
Yeah.
stank
which is why you do
coming out.
that in the spring
a
because
lot
the windows
That
are
twat
open.
waffle is no longer fresh.
Lord.
My
All
goodness.
right.
My goodness.
Well,
Wow.
this next fun little list.
Yeah, I love it. One bad pun or whatever the fuck that was, you all go nuts. But the Chinese jokes, you just laugh and laugh.
What's it about driving?
A moral compass.
Yeah, we
Go to
should not be. Listeners,
wait.
if you're
Cute
using
Talk
this
Gay
show
Church.
as your moral compass, please turn around.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Get off the
Because
cross.
you're not
we need
going
the wood.
north.
There's all those tests that you can take about like synergy
Lord.
and like happy people, and they're like, "How do you do so well?" I'm like, "I just look for the answer that I would absolutely
would
never
absolutely
in a million
not-
do,
Yeah.
and that's the right answer."
I score really well on Are You a Sociopath? I score really well on You Might Be a Psychotic.
The unrequited
Yeah.
serialkiller.coms.
Yes.
Would you
I've been to
rather-
that
Would you-
website. Good Lord.
I love it drier than a popcorn fart. I am not. I mostly made a popcorn, and I am not aware of the gas. Maybe
I'm
friends
not
could tell
either,
me.
Yeah.
I've got nothing. I got nothing.
Me
And I have an
either,
air
no.
popper, so I can't imagine anything drier than that stench.
All right. Well,
Twat waffle.
when Al walked in today,
Funnel cock.
Oh, God.
he enlightened me to the fact that a group of zebras has a name.
Oh, I love it.
I know. And it's the gayest name you've ever thought. And I thought, I wonder if I should Google that. And I sure did. And I found a list of, how many are these? I like lists. 36 official names for animal groups that you've never heard of before.
Oh, I like it.
Ready?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Go.
So the zebras, of course, is a razzle.
A razzle.
See a bunch of
I thought
zebras.
you said
No, it's a
Dazzle.
dazzle.
Oh, it's was it a dazzle?
It was a dazzle.
Because
Oh,
we
I
were
was looking
joking
for the
about it should be razzle.
Yeah, you wanted something to be. Now, will you just guess which
Dazzle.
one's my favorite when you get to it, or do you want to just wait till the end
Would
and
you
I'll
write
tell
it
you?
down and we'll tell. Just tell her. Just
All
let her
right.
get
Oh,
through
all
it.
right, I'll write it
Try
down
not
here.
to shit on
That'll
her
be fun.
whole segment.
You
would
write down your favorite. Because I've got number 1, a group of apes is called a shrewdness.
Ooh, I may have a new favorite.
I didn't know.
And it differs a little bit from a group of baboons, which is a congress. Strikingly appropriate.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard that.
No.
Twat waffle that hits home.
What about crows? Is
Well,
that
hang on. How about
No, wait. Dad.
That's my favorite.
You're skipping ahead.
Sorry, I didn't know. I wanted to make sure.
She said she had a list. What part of she's not there yet?
She didn't get to fast enough.
I'm thinking I know you're bad in bed.
Calm down on your fucking Miller beer.
She's not there yet. Why are you screaming? Twat waffle.
Nosy little bears. Group of them is a sleuth.
Oh.
A group of peafowl is called an ostentation.
The fuck is a peafowl?
What is a
I don't
peafowl?
know, but I want an ostentation.
Peacocks and peahens.
Oh,
Yeah.
peafowl.
Peafowl.
didn't know
The
about
cocks
a
are the boys, the hens are the girls.
Oh, the twat waffles are the girls.
Right.
I didn't know about that.
Cheetahs muster into a coalition.
These are fantastic. I feel like
I
there were
like
some
them.
gays involved in this.
I feel like the gays did too.
A coalition.
Ever feel like you've been herding cats? Well, you're trying to direct a clouder.
Oh, that sounds lesbian.
I looked at the clouds from both sides now.
No, Joni. A Joni pun I'll allow.
I really don't know clouds at all.
Marty's favorite, which makes me slightly uncomfortable,
Sorry.
and I'm going to move my chair this way just a little bit. Group of crows would be a murder of crows.
A murder.
Mice, as you might imagine, gather in a mischief.
Oh, these are fun.
I like
Really?
those.
Yeah,
By
a
the way,
mischief
that's
of
not
mice.
necessarily my favorite.
I've
It's the
never-
only one
I
I knew.
insist that we take this list to a zoo.
It's the
All right,
only
Just
one
so we
I
can
knew.
use these words appropriately. This is fantastic.
Yeah. A group of eagles, like you might see on National Geographic, is called an airy or a convocation.
Convocation.
That's fantastic.
That's a good word.
If you're in the
These
chat,
are all our words of the day.
if you're in the chat room, read Laura's last comment.
Group of stoners go fucking happy. Oh, but Laura, you probably are stoned. But stoned and hearing there's a convocation of something outside your window is just delightful.
Yeah.
That does sound fun.
Next.
Fittingly, a group of giraffes is called a tower.
I knew that.
I've
Yeah.
never heard that.
I haven't either.
I've heard most of these.
I only
I read
know
that at the
murder.
zoo. I read that at the zoo.
In Happy Feet, you were looking at a rookery of penguins.
A rookery. I like that one. That's my new favorite.
Okay.
A group of hippos.
Hungry.
Close.
Drag queens.
Very prejudicially called a bloat.
A bloat.
A bloat
All right.
of hippos.
How rude.
That makes you a twat waffle. When you
By the
look at
way,
it,
welcome.
When you look at fat people and say, that's a bloat. You're bloated.
I'm gonna.
Was India listening earlier?
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
an ant.
Okay.
Yeah, an ant.
Oh, an ant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just refreshed the list. I'm terribly sorry. Keep
I know,
going.
because the first time you read the list, you were missing people that we actually had in the chat room.
Well,
Canada,
they may have been watching on video, though.
Oh, yeah.
Canada, China, New Zealand, UK, India, unknown, and U.S.
Unknown.
I've been to unknown so many times.
It's by Apache Junction.
All right.
Carry on.
But I've never been to me.
I'm only. That's a good one.
Afraid. Like a,
Bongs a bubbling.
Good lord. A group of chicks is called a clutch or a peep. Prairie dogs live in a town. It's the name of their group, not their home.
town.
A town of prairie dogs. That's right. You see all those gophers staring at you from the desert? It's a town.
So if you're prairie dogging, could you be towning?
You're a
Well,
townie.
only if your two best friends are prairie dogging next to
Oh, all right.
I love that expression. Prairie doggy. It's so apt.
you. A group of ravens is called an unkindness.
Oh.
Oh.
That's right.
An unkindness.
Yeah.
that's
Crows
weird.
murder ravens. They're just unkind.
Unkind.
Yeah.
Who knew?
A group of doves is called a. Wait.
Wait for it.
I wanted to say it was piousness, but there's a T in there somewhere. Piteousness. There we go.
Oh, I like piousness better.
I liked piousness too.
Maybe the T is silent.
We don't. It might be.
European.
Silent T. Hamsters come in hordes.
Okay.
Yeah. Kangaroos
It's a lot
are
of whiteout.
kangaroos are in troops.
Kangaroos are in troops.
Troops.
Okay.
Larks gather in an exultation.
I am going to get
Look
larks.
at the larks. You need some larks.
I have an exultation going on in my home. I love it.
I know. Another very symbolic one. A parliament of owls.
Oh,
Parliament
because they're
owls.
wise.
They're very.
Who? Very symbolic. A raft of otters.
A raft.
I feel like I've heard that one before too.
Yep.
I've never
Well,
heard.
and it's actually very descriptive because otters sleep holding hands so that they don't float away from each other. So if you ever see otters like just laying out in the sea, there's actually a raft
And
of
I-
them, and they're just sleeping holding hands. So
Oddly,
very
I've
cute.
used that same story to try to procure. It doesn't work the same.
All right, Cubans? Is that what you're procuring?
The other
That are all
person,
holding hands. So
the
they don't
other
drift
person
away?
I
called
feel like
it.
they might be offended at
Well,
that.
there were two other words that were used to describe it. One was called kidnapping and hostage. And I said it's a snuggle struggle, so let's just figure it out.
Welcome back. Nope, you're just
Look at
inside.
Anan,
Yeah.
a group of jackasses, Indian Parliament.
Ah, good work.
I like it, Anan.
Good work.
Well done.
So I'm not even going to say what I was going to say.
What?
Nope.
Why?
Nope.
You might offend someone?
Yep.
Who's left? Review
Ladies
the
and
list.
gentlemen,
Hell.
this
All right.
just in: the show
Why
with Clayton
wouldn't
McKean
you?
has
So-
shown restraint.
Dot, not feather.
Oh. That might be too far.
The show
Casino,
is now
not cab
closed.
driver, right?
The show is now closed. I was very confused.
What
by
do we got
that.
left?
I'm gonna rattle some
done.
more off. We've got a labor of moles,
Parliament of
a
Owls.
harem of seals,
Oh,
Really?
a mob of wombats,
wombat.
a descent of
That's
woodpeckers,
a descent. I don't know where these came from.
a dazzle of zebra. The internet.
No, I know. But I mean,
internet
who
machine.
decided? How come it's not all a herd
Science.
or a flock? Like,
It's science.
Science.
oh, whatever.
True story.
I
Who
doubt it.
believes that? I mean, nobody in Indiana.
The people that decided, look at that flamboyance of flamingos.
Oh!
And it's all believable
All
now.
right, all right. Now I can
I am
see it.
sorry I said anything
Yeah,
derogative
yeah.
to the herd or
Yeah.
the spectacle or the
Dazzle.
Right.
dazzle
Of zebras.
or the tower or any
But
of
don't
it.
you love it? A dazzle of drag. No, that's too grandiose.
It is.
Of drag queens,
A
were you just
herd
gonna
of
say
drag
a,
queen just walked by.
a bloat of drag queens just wandered by?
I would even say
I
a
love
murder.
it. It's
Of
terrible.
A bloat.
A bloat or
May
a
I write
murder.
that down? A bloat of drag queens.
Load of drag
They
A
could
bloat
also, they
or
could
a
also be
murder.
like the
I love it.
butterfly and travel in a rabble.
A rabble.
A rabble of
A
butterflies.
rabble of butterflies. Who knew?
What
A
about your
parade of
rubbish?
elephants, if you will.
Yes,
I've heard- I have heard
We've
that.
It's the only one I think.
But I
You are
thought it was
watching
actually because it was a parade.
Yeah, it's like you are watching a parade, dear. Settle down.
Oh, really, Bear?
Attaboy, bear.
Descended on by peckers.
Like the avian charms that they are, finches gather in a charm.
Oh.
Like a bracelet. I know.
I don't
A
like
group
that.
of foxes is called a skulk or a leash.
I knew the skulk one.
Mallards, also known as ducks, all in a flush.
A flush of
A
a
flush of mallards. Indeed.
Well, nice.
A shiver of sharks.
Indeed.
I'm
what?
surprised you don't know that
what?
one. You
A what?
watch Shark
A
Week.
Okay.
shiver of sharks.
Shiver.
I'm 26 weeks or 26.
Careful with the
I'm
math.
24 years into Shark Week, and they've never been described as
A shiver.
shiver.
Feel
of
free
sharks.
to fact check because I've done none.
Now
That's
remember, I once swam in a shiver of sharks.
Oh, that's
Did
right.
you?
Unbeknownst to him,
Yeah.
he was
No, I did. I went in the shark cage.
right, but you didn't know it was a shiver.
Shut the
did.
I know. I did not know they were shivering. I was shivering. I was unaware.
Actually, he was shitting in his pants. But
faux.
My
real.
mouth made all the same noises,
yeah.
and my ass made a couple of dry
I
popcorn
can
fart
believe
noises.
so. I can believe so.
That was called optimism.
If
Hawaiian optimism.
Yeah.
I want to hear the shark story. So the last thing on my list here is as predictable as can be an adorable group of puppies. That would be a grumble of pugs.
a grumble.
A grumble of
Okay, you ready to
pugs.
guess which one is my favorite?
Yes. I
Nope,
think
don't care.
I can't
Twat
remember.
waffle.
twat waffle or
Funnelcock.
ooh. Did you change your answer at any time?
No.
Okay. I feel like
And it would have been Dazzle, but I just learned that one today.
right.
Connie Larson.
Connie Larson, yes, that is my favorite.
I feel like the ravens. What was it? An unpleasantness, an unkindness of ravens.
That's new because I didn't know that
Oh,
one.
okay. Go. What was
Murder.
your favorite? The murder.
The murder of crows.
I
Murder
love
on the
Murder
dance
of
floor.
Crows.
Murder? Was it murder of crows?
Murder on the
I-
dance floor.
I heard that a long time ago, and I
The
really
murder
thought
of
that was
crows,
the
yeah.
only animal that I thought had a funny name like
I
that.
did not realize.
Turns
that
out
on
there
the
are
list.
several.
I appreciate the list.
And I
Thank God for
loved
Google.
it. No,
There was. Go ahead, please.
no, because I'm hooked on Trivia Crack. So if any of you are on Facebook,
I love Trivia Crack.
If somebody from the chat room asks me, I'll join it outside of my email. But no, join it on my email address, missel@aol.com. I don't want to do it on Facebook.
You mean quiz up?
No. Trivia Crack. Quiz Up sucks. It's the same question over and over again. I'm like top 10 in Arizona in 2 days. Bullshit.
That's hard to believe. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's some
Is
bullshit.
it called literally Trivia Crack?
Trivia
Oh,
Crack.
yeah, you gotta get
And
on
there's some
Trivia Crack.
tricky
I've
questions.
heard of
It's
it.
good to know that Peyton Manning is really good at football because that gets you a lot of points.
Yeah.
But so I play it all the time, and one of the things is they've come up with like names of like what are they called, and I just guessed Dazzle. I didn't know it, but I guessed Dazzle.
Annette calls a group of radio hosts fucked up drunk. Q Talk America.
Yes, it's a Q
Well
talk.
played.
It's a Q
done.
talk of drunks.
That's right. I like it.
Yes.
Thank you, Annette.
Bear Walker, yes, there is a twat waffle iron at Target. It's in the ladies section.
I think so.
D batteries only.
There was
Oh.
something
Two.
that because of our listeners abroad, and I'm certainly not talking about Kat.
Yeah, I think we're much more
The,
popular abroad than we here in the States.
We
We're like
always
ABBA.
have.
You know what I mean?
I have never ever been referred to as abroad. Handsome sir, kind young man,
I was just trying to make
abroad. I
Yeah.
are not.
See, now I get your ladyship all the time.
Madam.
I saw there was 31 of the weirdest foods in America. And it made me think of Clayton right away.
Eliminate
because
anything.
Olive loaf
No.
What the
was
fuck?
number one.
Pimento loaf, olive
No.
loaf.
Yes.
If
Yes.
any of you are a practicing
By the way,
psychiatrist, I
how
need your
was
services
that? Was it any
immediately.
good?
I ate every fucking bit of
Was
it.
it?
Scarred for
Immediately.
life by the olive
So
loaf.
I am as well because that
Putting
makes two in a row.
olive into mystery meat is.
Okay,
And then
first of all,
forming it
you
into
just
a
don't
loaf.
like olives.
Hold on.
I know, but or mystery meat. But
What
can you imagine what the
about-
farts would smell?
what
You don't have
about-
to. You ate the whole loaf.
Jello salad.
Don't like that
Okay,
either.
I grew up in Utah. Wait a minute,
love
that is
Jello salad.
That is a competition sport in
It
Utah.
is. I agree.
That shit is fucking competitive. The shit that they will
Valid
put.
point.
It's
I-
a Jello
seriously.
salad. That shit
Right.
is so nasty, is what it says. But it's so
Motherfucker.
good. Lime Jello
With shredded carrots,
with
motherfuckers.
shredded carrots.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And you put
Followed by Icky Red Mormon Punch.
I just
Oh, I didn't know
because
they
you know
had
it's
that.
it's all juice because they don't drink.
Well, because it's Hawaiian Punch and 7-Up.
oh.
And it's just...
Well, that's not a great mystery.
It's
That's
not.
that's every
I-
sixth grade dance in the world.
Exactly.
I
I
had
just,
never heard. Go ahead. Please.
if I was on Survivor
Yes.
and you had to, and I had to choose between human eyeball or something with olives in it,
Yeah.
that eyeball looks really good.
I might eat the eyeball.
And now
I
next,
agree with you.
Jello shit
Jello-
or an eyeball.
Jello salad.
It's all going to taste the same because
No, it's
gelatinous
not.
muck in my mouth.
Oh no, it's so tasty.
Give me the
Pineapples.
Harrison,
and,
we said an ostentation of pea fowl. It's not just the cocks, it's the hens too.
What in the hell is going on here?
so
Nope, you're the best kind of
Secretary
if you
spread
have-
is also
to-
permittable.
Secretary.
you have lime Jello.
He says to
you
the
have,
secretary.
You
I love
have
it.
cottage cheese and pineapple. Oh, done. It's so good.
Oh my
you-
God, cottage cheese and pineapple just on them own.
Oh, yeah.
On
It's
them
all-
own?
Can
On
I
them
have
own.
them
Can I
own.
have that without the Jello? 'Cause
Yes.
seriously,
Well, you can, but
seriously,
so good.
I cannot go near Jello.
Staple of my childhood. Oh yeah. Then you.
I'm
can,
not
of
big
course.
on Jello either, but
You're
I will
filthy.
fuck up some
Filthy.
pineapple and
Who
cottage
has
cheese.
ever heard? Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Filthy,
Who
filthy
has
figure.
ever heard of a coolicle?
that a-
Well,
K-O-O.
shh.
That's a Kool-Aid popsicle. I
That
made
was
those
a
all the
private
fucking
story.
time.
You twat waffle.
Shut up, funnel cock.
How did we get to here?
It went to.
Which are they're Coolicles are basically pickles brined in the various flavors
No.
of Kool-Aid
I'm not
powder.
eating a pickle either.
I've never heard of this.
Mostly found in the Delta region of Mississippi.
Or a state fair.
It says Google it. It's a real thing.
It's a state
Now
fair.
you're just making shit
She's
up.
gonna list out 25 things that will not go in my mouth.
Coolicles.
And that's quite the
That's
list.
quite
That's quite a
impressive.
feat.
I
Now
think.
my guess is
I am
because
all
of
food phobia.
Now,
I am all food phobia.
now my guess is because of the salt in the pickles that they absorb every fucking thing you put near them.
Right. I'm sure. And so the powder just.
Right.
Yep. Coolicle.
I don't know about that.
Now this I don't understand why it's a problem, but chicken and waffles. Why is that a problem?
Oh,
That's
now we're
one of
back.
the weirdest.
Now we're back.
But you
I'm
know,
in. No, that's,
you know,
that's,
I've
that's
heard of
sweet
this,
and savory all at the same time.
but I've heard of this for years and years. I've never been to like Lolo's Chicken
Oh,
and
I've
Waffles.
gotta take you.
I've never done it, but I don't get what the draw is.
So fucking good.
I just don't get it because first of all, I don't like to eat chicken
We
off
are
a bone.
going tomorrow.
I got a couple things to do tomorrow.
We're going Thursday.
Okay, Thursday's fine.
May I
time?
join?
Yes.
Oh.
But I don't know what the draw is. Somebody please explain to me.
Chicken.
She did.
Chicken.
Good.
Chicken.
Waffle.
Really?
No.
Good.
Sir.
No.
Kool-Aid. Good.
No, I enjoy all of them independently,
They're
but
macaroni and
I
cheese?
just don't get
Good.
why.
It's sweet and savory. You
It
get
is.
you get a spicy fried chicken deliciousness with a
Sorry, Kat.
a delicious waffle with some butter and syrup on it.
Jam, good.
Good.
Meat, good. Baby fingers, good.
Like, you're not gonna go wrong. It's a Friends reference. Settle down.
All right.
Anyways,
I wasn't excited.
It's like a treacle.
which
is what she was trying to make.
Treacle, yes.
I gotta tell you,
it is delicious, but you just
We're
have to be
going.
ready for your blood sugar to hit like 9,000.
Well, we already know
So
I have an
good.
issue with that.
Schedule a
strawberry
nap.
lemonade that they
Schedule
got?
a nap?
Schedule
No,
the
your
nap,
sugar.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because you're gonna sleep like just like a
Correct.
dead person.
Because you're gonna
afterwards.
walk out of there in a food coma,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna hit someplace where you can be stationary.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh.
It's stupidly fucking
in LA. It's
delicious.
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on Sunday with the gays in West
Because I've seen
Hollywood.
Buddy often goes to
so
Lolo's
good.
or Lola's or
Lola's.
whatever.
Lola's.
She was a
Lola's.
showgirl, right?
Lola. She was a showgirl. She worked from 8
She
till
had,
4.
she had yellow feathers in her hair.
Yeah, the dress got down to there.
There.
She used to merengue and do the cha-cha.
Occasionally the cha-cha.
Well, there was something about Tony, and that got fucked
The
things up.
occasional cha-cha.
Now,
I'm thinking Rico's a
who
problem.
has heard, bitch? Who has heard of scrapple
Oh, God.
Oh, I have.
or pork mush? I gotta tell you, that makes
That
you
was
an
the original name of
vomit.
this show, Pork Mush.
No, Scrapple's a Pennsylvania Dutch thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, there was a lot of that shit in Pennsylvania.
I
People
had never heard of that.
crazy for Scrapple. I think you can find it.
It says
you
pork
can find
mush.
it here. Yeah, well, because it's like the meatloaf
Oh,
of
dear,
pork products.
can I, those things.
You want some?
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be
Use
okay
your
with
words,
that.
Clayton. God damn.
It's fine. Just
Then
point.
they have a
Wiggle
31
your finger.
weirdest foods of America. Grits. I don't think those are weird.
That's weird. I ain't
think
eating
it's
them.
weird?
Yeah.
It's like
I don't
cream of
know
wheat
that-
made
It
out
is.
of corn. It's fine.
It's great.
I don't know that I would have it often.
Oh, you know,
I always say
but
there is a restaurant downtown that's one of my clients that I won't mention at this point because if somebody doesn't like them, they have a dish called grits and shrimp. Fantastic. It's grits with shrimp on
Can
top.
I just eat the shrimp?
Whatever you fucking want. but
corn,
it's got-
good.
Corn.
Butter, good. Shrimp,
I always say like, I just don't want to waste. Like, I want all my empty calories to mean something.
I
I
agree.
love and bear. Gack.
So
I agree. It looks vile.
if I'm going down on a piece of pork, you know what I mean? I want it whole, and I want it like,
you want that to be a funnel cock.
because there is very little part of that pig I will not eat.
You're single.
Deep fried butter? Deep fried butter.
Yes,
Really?
I told you you had to eliminate anything deep fried from the list because that's just fair
No,
food.
it's just it can't get more American than that.
America.
That's state
American.
fair food.
Okay, now this makes me want to fucking hurl.
Both?
Chitterlings.
Both things?
Chitterlings.
Yeah, I know what those are, and don't do it.
Oh my god.
How about mountain oysters?
All right.
Pig intestines. They're on her.
Yeah.
Kraft singles it has. Why you gotta be mean to Kraft
Wait a
singles?
minute.
Those are good.
I think it's bullshit I call on this.
That's white people cheese.
I'm 100% on board with any processed cheese food that you want to send me.
It says Kraft singles is like eating vinyl.
It is.
Come on.
Yep.
It's white
I'm
people.
okay
I
with
call
that.
that the ultimate white people food.
Now another
Yep.
like
Put that on some
staple-
Wonder Bread and stick it under the broiler for about 2.5 minutes so it just
Yeah.
turns
now,
brown.
if you now
good.
if you put Miracle Whip on that story, you got me.
All right,
See, now-
I'm in.
Because Miracle Whip pretty much
Makes that
trumps all
happen.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I
there
can
is-
eat Miracle Whip out of the jar with a spoon. I love it.
oh yeah,
fantastic.
I love it.
You would
Love
not
it.
like this because it has Jello in it. But again, staple Midwest item: ambrosia salad.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's white people food.
That's
all these are
totally
is white people food.
So good.
This is what the poor people of America
Whipped
who couldn't
cream
get to
and mar-
spaghetti made.
Hello, right? Sloppy Joes they have on here. That's not okay. Sloppy Joes
Are good.
good. Pop Tarts. Pop Tarts are listed on here.
That's delicious.
It's delicious.
It's a
Chicken-
pastry. It's French.
Chicken fried steak.
I don't get that either.
It isn't chicken.
I mean,
And
it depends.
steak
Wait,
really,
it
but
depends
it's
on the
fried
gravy.
and gross.
It depends on the gravy.
I agree.
You take a really shitty cut of meat and you treat it like chicken, and then you cover it in somebody's.
Really, grits and shrimp here?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no.
I need to go there.
I'm using my international symbol for the viewers because that's what that's what that gravy is.
Tater.
That's just whiteout from
Whiteout?
the cook in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
That's what most gravy is, I'm
tot
pretty sure.
Casserole is on here, and that's bullshit. That's some bullshit.
You're from the Midwest like me.
Yeah, I know, which means it shouldn't be on 31.
Now
of the
what
weirdest
she's now
foods.
what she's
Right,
not
because
telling you.
weird foods
So
are all from where we're
good.
from.
So good.
I mean,
Look, it's
aside
good.
from the left and East
Tater
Coast,
tots good. No, you're right.
I
and
can
then
just
this
picture
one's
you-
from Pennsylvania and Utah.
You
Yeah.
flipping over every dish to see. Oh, this is Carol Ann. She's fantastic. She knows her way around Miracle Whip and tater tots like nobody's business.
She never charged
real.
me full price.
She my best friend.
Red eye gravy. What the fuck
Yeah,
is that?
that's filthy. Filthy.
Well, I don't get it. I've never heard of red eye gravy.
Don't eat it.
Okay, gumbo. It has. I love
Gumbo's good.
That's not a no. Come on.
It has gumbo.
That's poor people food, too,
I'll
though.
give you back your tater tot casserole if I can keep my gumbo.
You can keep your gumbo, but I get my tater. Fry sauce.
Oh, my God.
I've never had
Wait.
it.
What
and
is
I
it?
was like,
Wait.
ketchup and
Explain.
mayonnaise mixed?
Best
Sounds
shit ever.
delicious.
No.
Can we substitute Miracle Whip?
Yes. Yes, you can, because my father did it all the
Why?
fucking
Because you
time.
don't like real mayonnaise?
That's
No.
disgusting.
Yeah, I don't.
Really?
I mean, I've learned.
I would have thought you would have
I've
been.
learned
Yeah,
to
me too.
enjoy
I
mayonnaise,
love
it.
but I can eat Miracle Whip off a spoon. Like,
Oh, Jesus.
I can just sit down and be
Yeah.
a fat girl if you need me to.
My father,
With or
every
without
day
the
of his
Miracle Whip.
life, Miracle
I
Whip
was
was
gonna
on
just
something.
say.
It's called
Wait a minute.
Some Dude's Fry Sauce. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh God, pickled
You know what?
eggs.
There were several brands, because it really just is like ketchup and mayonnaise, and it's
Yeah.
the perfect mix of like tomatoey deliciousness and like creamy zinginess.
That's what.
Zingy? I like that.
I think if you
Zinginess.
add a little bit of horseradish, you have Arby's sauce.
If
You
you
have horsey sauce.
Oh, that's a good point.
It's
Yeah, but
yes.
you want
No, not
something
horsey.
better?
Yes.
Take mayonnaise and take wasabi, put it together. Oh my
Oh, no,
god.
that's fantastic.
White girl. No
I love
way.
horsey
So
sauce,
wait,
but
I
I think
would-
the Arby's sauce. Can I be honest?
Oh,
I'm-
Arby's sauce is delightful too. I put
motherfucker.
that shit on everything.
Now-
They have
When does
Twinkies on this shit. The Twinkies are good. Good. Sweet potato and marshmallow.
That's filthy. Marshmallows and other food is not going in my mouth.
It's just whipped sugar.
It is. What the?
Again, I'm not.
now,
If I'm getting my empty calories, it comes from liquor. You better distill that
I
marshmallow.
need someone. If any of our
Oh,
listeners,
Bear Walker, I'm
if-
on. Well, no, I know.
Nah.
I like I do like Miracle Whip, but I'm on board with like Best Foods or Hellman's because I'm from Missouri, so Hellman's
Because they're the same company.
I go with Hellman's.
No, right, but I mean,
They're the exact same
out
product.
here,
No.
out here it's called Best Foods. In the
That's
Midwest,
right.
it's
Oh,
called
I see.
Hellman's.
Yeah,
I thought you were
and these-
referring to them as two separate
No,
products.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
No.
But I don't know
Understood.
what Duke's is. Duke's is a brand
Have I
name. I
not
don't know.
mentioned that my
that.
mother was a terrible cook, so she used Miracle Whip, and I got used to it, and
Everything?
now I loves it.
That's okay.
I loves
Now,
it.
here's my deal. If any of our listeners know what this is, and or any of you in this room, because that'll, I think, freak me out, but burgoo. Have you ever heard of burgoo?
Please don't describe it.
I'm going to.
You know
I
what? This
spell
day
it?
in history.
Burgoo, and it contains squirrel and
No.
and
no.
possum meat.
Shut this down.
You're
Nope,
done.
we're
She's
done.
done. This day in history. Finish
Yep.
us up.
A spicy
go.
stew similar to
Bring it
Irish
home.
American stew,
Nope,
often
nope,
served with
nope.
cornbread.
Nope.
Oh, I like
Not
cornbread.
okay.
Oh, we like cornbread. So, as it turns out, today in history in 1776, our country's first feminist appealed to her husband to remember the ladies.
Abigail
Yes, sir.
Adams.
Yes, sir. In a letter, I loved this when I read this. In a letter dated March 31st, 1776, Abigail Adams writes to her husband, John Adams, urging him and the other members of the Continental Congress to not forget about the nation's women when fighting for America's independence from Great Britain. The future First Lady wrote in part, I long to hear that you have declared an independency. And by the way, in the new code of laws, which I suppose it will be necessary for you to make, I desire you would remember the ladies and be more generous and favorable to them than your ancestors. Do not put such unlimited powers into the hands of the husbands. Remember, all men would be tyrants if they could. If particular care and attention is not paid to the ladies, we are determined to ferment a rebellion and will not hold ourselves bound by any laws in which we have no voice or representation.
A dazzle of abolitionists.
Nearly 150 years...
Suffragettes, I'm sorry.
I know. Nearly 150 years before the House of Representatives voted to pass the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote, Adams' letter was a private first step in the fight for equal rights for women. Recognized and admired as a formidable woman in her own right, the union of Abigail and John Adams persists as a model of mutual respect and affection. They have since been referred to as America's first power couple. And their correspondence of over 1,000 letters written between 1762 and 1801 remains in the Massachusetts Historical Society and continues to give historians a unique perspective on domestic and political life during the Revolutionary era. Interesting fact about Abigail Adams. She and Barbara Bush are the only women to have been both wives and mothers of presidents.
Oh, yeah, that makes
that's
sense.
cool.
Really?
This day in
Well, there's
history,
only two father and son presidents that kind of
American
follows.
feminism started its slow crawl
That's a good
towards
call.
equality.
Fabulous, fabulous. And you've helped, and now between you and Bear, a cat and a bear have helped me with my two thoughtful vulgarity questions.
Fantastic. Let's move on to that.
Are we ready for that?
Let's do that.
Well, here we go, boys and girls. Hang on. Here we go. It's our final segment of this and every show.
I don't shout at this part, you're safe. And now, thoughtful vulgarity, where we in the studio try to make ourselves slightly less shallow, which is not hard to do. We will ask one question of the panel while fucked up drunk. Because you know at home how well it goes when important questions come up several hours after alcohol has been served. Politics? Religion? Why not? What could possibly go wrong? Who could you offend? Good luck.
Sounds delicious.
All right, question number 1. We're gonna start with Bear's question. I think we've done this before, but I want to do it again. And the McRib is off the list.
All right.
Bitch.
Wow.
Because I don't remember if it's your answer, the one from 30 Rock, where it's to keep themselves alive. Their last meal is the Shamrock Shake and the McRib, because they'll never happen together.
Not me. No, it happens together all the time.
We did this one.
It's a
happens all
30
the
Rock
time.
joke, yeah.
Right. No. But I can't remember.
Those happen all the time together.
Oh, well, there you go. So you just pissed on my favorite 30 Rock joke. All right, so Marty, last meal.
Oh, I just did this.
We
we
did
just
just
did
do this.
It's been a long time.
No, like 2-3
3
weeks.
No, it
Really?
hasn't.
Why would I lie to you? I'm not
I'm gonna
dating
go back
you.
to the idea of steak with blue cheese crumbles all
Did we
over
really?
it
What did I
and,
pick?
Yeah.
Who fuck?
It
Listen
probably
back.
changes every week. All right,
We were
question
drunk.
number 2.
I think you
Question
had
number two,
possum
go.
and
You got
squirrel.
books that give you questions. Let's come up with something more
and
creative.
squirrel.
All right, now this is a real question. Well, I was all excited about it.
Well, tell us your answer then.
I don't know. I was gonna go fourth. I don't know.
I know for damn sure it ain't squirrel.
This no.
Or is it Hassan Fefa?
People in the chat room, I think they're lying to me. But so now there's a push.
Screech of owl.
A screech of owls.
Could you imagine more than one of me? Jesus Christ.
Oh.
I met your sisters. It's close, but no cigar.
Exactly. They have a lower voice than me.
Totally.
Okay, so there is a movement afoot, if you will, a dazzle of politicians,
See.
a
A
murder.
baboon of Congress.
So is to take Alexander. I think it's Alexander Hamilton. Oh Jesus,
Hamilton.
fucking Christ!
Off the 20.
Alexander Hamilton off the 20 and have our first woman on
Yes.
the currency.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
I've not heard of this.
Riger.
You've really not?
No.
Oh, it's been all over. It
I have
really has
not
been all
heard
over.
of this.
Yeah, it's been all over.
Oh.
Who do you pick? Because now, okay, first pop quiz.
Yeah.
Who is the only woman on U.S. currency?
Susan B. Anthony.
Yes.
All right, too easy. All right, go ahead.
Too easy because Marnie got it.
No, they all got it.
What else?
It's also,
Well,
I think, not true.
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea is on the
Second,
dollar
thank you
coins.
very
Yeah.
much.
I was like, wait.
What is she on?
Dollar coins.
Then what is Susan B. Anthony on?
Dollar
Dollar
coins.
coins.
They put like 11
Jesus.
fucking people on those
Susan
things.
B was on the dollar coins in like the 70s, early 80s.
I didn't
Then
realize that,
Sacagawea,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, came later.
No idea. What was your question?
What bozo fun salad do you like best at a picnic?
Ambrosia.
Well, now I know. Now it's Kennedy was Kennedy.
Whatever happened to Ambrosia
Kennedy's on the
salad, by the
50
way?
piece.
Ambrosia Salad. I still work with her. She's a lot of fun.
Okay.
She works in so
Kennedy's on the 50-cent piece.
and then Eisenhower was on the silver dollar, but we got rid of the silver dollar, right? And it became Susan B. Anthony dollars
Sounds right,
and
yes.
Sacagawea dollars.
Yeah.
Apparently.
In Canada, they're loonies and toonies for the $1 and $2 bills. All right, so who do you want? Who would be your first woman on the $20 bill? On currency.
Dr. Ben Carlson.
Yes.
Oh, nice choice.
Full of shit.
I like it.
I'll allow it.
I like it.
You'll allow it. What are you, in court all of a sudden? What the hell is that? I will allow.
I say that shit-
Objection!
I say that shit all the time. Where are you?
Not listening to you.
Fair point.
Fair. Yeah. Point well made. That's my
I would
answer.
like it to be kind of a spoof on a rapper's poster, like from the 90s.
say
And I want
Nicki
the
Minaj on that.
notorious Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh!
Notorious.
Ooh,
That's
that's.
RPG.
Yeah.
I think that is good, and that's
I like it.
that would be fantastic to have her.
I didn't think I was gonna like somebody's answer better than my own, but
Yeah, I do.
But
my Ruth
like
Bader
that.
Ginsburg action doll still not in the mail.
That's right.
It might be on your
Assholes.
$20 bills.
You don't know.
That's a feb. She's not dead though.
No.
Oh, do we have to be dead?
Yeah, they have to be
Postage
dead.
stamps and money dead.
Well, by the time they get around to it.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
The drawing, the painting, the drying of the paint. It takes
right.
a couple days.
Takes time.
a
Takes
couple
time.
days. Yeah. I though I liked your RBG, your answer.
You're welcome.
I mean, you've got. When I initially saw Rosa Parks, to me that said a lot.
Oh, that's a good one.
I
That's a
think
good
that
one.
I thought that was because wow, talk about somebody who really started a revolution and something that's very meaningful within the the progression of the country. And I think it's kind of timely from the standpoint of it was the discrimination, the whole discrimination thing, and we're in the clutches of it right now.
Oh yeah,
with regards to the
everything.
All the lovely
Indiana
states
to
who've decided to be,
Ferguson, and you just can't get away with it.
where bigots want to travel to on their vacation holiday. I mean, Arkansas and Indiana. But I think Rosa Parks is not a bad choice for that.
I think that's a really good.
I'll
choice.
allow it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And maybe Cesar Chavez, who's not a woman, but maybe in.
You don't know that.
Waffle.
But he was another one who was
while you're
about
ahead.
minority
Quit while you're
rights.
ahead.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's.
And isn't today Cesar Chavez Day?
I believe that.
Or was it
Honestly,
yesterday? Did I sleep through it?
I honestly, well, you may
It
have
was
slept through it.
recently.
I usually try to be,
according
and
Facebook.
honestly, I do try to be aware of Cesar Chavez Day because I live near Cesar Chavez Park, and I used to like to go there and see. They had a nice. It's at 31st Avenue and Baseline, I think.
Oh, you lived in the past tense.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it
you
is.
do
It's
not live close to
35th
that
and
park
Baseline.
because I recall that being close to South Mountain.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
March 31st, Tuesday, March 31st.
Oh.
Today is Cesar Chavez Day.
Ah.
Oh, timely.
There it is. Look at that.
And that one of his quotes, I loved one of his quotes was very French. Let's look it up.
Well,
if I could
and
talk.
you reminded me because my guess when I first, my answer, my choice when I first heard it, number one choice was Abigail Adams because I am a huge fan of her work.
Yeah.
Great letter writer, famous abolitionist, woman suffragette. Like she was so far ahead of her time.
She's into it. I know.
Well,
And
then it should be Harriet Tubman.
She was we're like 80 years before Harriet Tubman. 60 years.
because I like Harriet Tubman.
No, I know. We can go second choice. I have a second choice too, but my first choice would be Abigail Adams because and in reading, I think it's David McCullough that wrote Adams.
Cindy Adams.
And HBO did the
I didn't see
Milk,
the, I didn't
mini
see the
series.
HBO thing. I
Laura
wanted to.
Linney played Abigail Adams, and I was just amazed by her and reading her stories.
Yeah.
In
Yes,
reference to
Nan.
Cesar Chavez, and one of the quotes that I read earlier today, not knowing that it was Cesar Chavez Day.
That's probably why you read it.
One of his, actually it was, and I didn't realize what I was reading at the time. He said this back in November of 1984, but it goes right in line with all of the struggles going on right now in Indiana and in Arkansas. His quote was, "Once social change begins, it cannot be reversed. You cannot uneducate the person who has learned to read. You cannot humiliate the person who feels pride. You cannot oppress the people who are not afraid anymore." And I agree. I read that like you're dead on.
He's another one. If you get a chance to read his biography, or I can't remember if he wrote an autobiography. He is just a brilliant man that really did good things for the people that needed help, and really good things. Bear, when you're celebrating Nurses Day this year, my birthday always Nurses Day and my birthday fall around the
Mother's
same
Day,
time.
all the same.
And it was just funny because around year 6, I'm like, clearly Flo and I must have similar birthdays because
sure.
Nurses Day seems to always be right around my birthday. And I think she's May 9th or 10th. So we're like, Flo and I are like this, me and the lamp.
Have you ever thought
girl.
about maybe you were her reincarnated? Have you thought about that or no?
No, that was Ruthie.
Oh, okay.
Ruthie was right. My dad even called her Flo a lot. Cause she
Oh,
always,
wow.
yeah, because he was
that's
always like, take
great.
the nap. She's like, I'm going to work.
Good whiskey sours, and she could raise the dead.
Hey, exactly. She pulled babies out of vaginas, and she could make a whiskey sour.
Atta girl.
These are tests.
What's not to
Also,
love?
to answer Annette, yes, Harvey Milk is on a post.
He did get on a post chip, and Marie
Yes.
Curie
I didn't
is
know
not
that was
possible
here.
because she is not American.
I heard
Marie-
you mention it. I thought you said you already had it like in the van.
Yeah, I did too.
As a hostage.
What was your second choice?
Never mind. Here, Al.
Oh,
Banana bread.
I apologize. I didn't necessarily have a.
You
a
screamed
second
out, "I
choice.
have another choice."
I know. I was going along with
Again,
you with
why
Harriet
sex with you is
Tubman.
probably bad. She
'Cause I'm
screams out
quiet.
women's names and then takes it back. Kat, what was your second choice?
Billie Jean
Sorry.
King. All right.
It's a true story.
Your mom.
Oh, right.
Sure.
The one that no one brought up.
I don't know that I had a second choice.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't know that was the follow-up question. I'm
The
surprised.
one that,
Quelle surprise.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. No, I'm surprised that no one has brought up Eleanor Roosevelt because I thought she was the obvious choice.
I thought Eleanor.
Dyke.
And I also.
Big dyke.
And I also thought maybe Jacqueline Onassis, Jacqueline Kennedy.
Yeah, but she didn't do
Yeah.
as much as
Statesmanship wasn't really her thing.
But she's rolling over in her grave right now with the remodel of the White House. You know she is.
right. But Eleanor Roosevelt was her famous speech is, "I was his legs when he could not walk. I
Yes.
was his eyes."
Sure.
And she was the first ambassador to the United Nations from the U.S.
Oh.
Like, she did hold a specific title.
While he was president?
No, because the United
okay.
Nations, unfortunately, he died before the war ended.
Okay.
The United Nations is like 46 or 48. Israel's 48, and then I don't remember.
Alright.
Israel was invented
I thought there was some
48.
House of Cards action happening there. I don't know.
Is there pizza on the roof?
I don't know.
Pizza on the roof. Now I want pizza, motherfucker.
All right, we have a couple
I brought
minutes.
pizza last week. We got time. What do you got?
You got 8 minutes. Come on.
Not one of you, not except for someone called me senile. No one backed up on that. We did the last meal thing.
3 weeks ago, I swear to God, we did
I
it.
know we did.
Because mine was Thanksgiving dinner. It's
I wanted
always
chicken fried
Thanksgiving
steak.
Yeah. Okay. Give me just a second, because that question.
Read a book. Grab the book. Grab the book. Read something.
Oh, here's something fun. What movie should have a different ending?
dinner. Oh. Okay.
I have a pen and paper.
Howard's End. God, I hated that fucking movie. Howard's End. I don't know what the end should have been, but it should have been better. It should have brought everything together for me.
Be part of the solution, Marnie.
Glenn Ross. That was another one. Jesus Christ. Those two movies.
Now,
about
Howard's End, she
sent
gets
me-
the house.
No, the whole thing I slept through. It was terrifying. It was
Well, if you sleep
awful.
through it, you can't criticize a movie.
No, because I was like this. It's still on. I slept like this. Like my eyes were. It was
But she gets the
awful.
house in the end. She gets the
I
wish.
hate
They
the
all
fucking
acquiesce,
house.
if is the word. All right, so a real movie. What movie did you see that you liked right up until the end? Because you have to like the movie to want an alternate ending.
I see.
If you didn't like the movie the whole way, what's the point of an alternate ending?
Well, in Titanic, I wish that they had all lived.
Okay, I wish I had written it down because my guess was you were gonna say Titanic.
Well, I wish the chili cook-off of 2004 had been different, but you know.
Then it wouldn't be your favorite thing for that, like every
That's a good
question.
point.
All
That's
right.
a good point. I honestly,
That's tough.
Have I stated enough times that the chili cook-off in 2004 never happened?
Because when
I have pictures.
I want proof because we closed in August.
I have pictures.
And I thought the chili
You
cook-off
can't
was in
eat chili
August.
No, the
Pre-August?
chili
No,
cook-off
I
is
thought
in spring. They just did the chili cook-off.
Okay, now it's at Roscoe's and they've moved it and it's all different.
Yeah.
It's all different.
People
was-
are
it was
so
a
touchy
cash
about
Might
their
have been
chili
2003.
cook-offs.
I'm saying 3.
Maybe.
No.
And I agree with Pretty in Pink.
I
I totally agree with Harrison. Pretty in Pink.
I've heard that one before, though. a lot of
I have
people.
wfrom down Pretty in Pink, and
Yeah,
she got that
should've-
from me. She is
should've
lying.
been
She
with
got
the-
that from me.
She
That
should have been
bitch.
with the Duckman.
She got that from me because I've been complaining about it since I met her. She's a liar. I'm gonna call her out on that one.
Much longer is this show going to go on?
We don't know.
Maybe
6 more
6
minutes.
minutes.
6 minutes. 6 more minutes. All right. My answers are
No.
Yeah.
Answers.
fried green tomatoes.
No. Okay.
Killed Ruth.
I can't even
I
tell
know.
you the play. How many? I cried so much in that movie. I was
So much.
dehydrated.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had to watch the end from the back of the theater because I was crying too loud, and I had to stand in the back of the theater.
I still can't even stand it. Like, I'm
Uh-uh.
tearing up just a little bit now. I'm like, why did they?
Well, they
no.
kill off a major character every 10 minutes.
I know. But,
Buddy dies.
But Ruth, fuck Buddy. Why'd they
A
have to
lady
kill her?
always knows when to leave.
Clearly not. We sometimes go to 10:30.
Not ladies, a lady.
All right.
We got 5.5 more minutes. We're gonna leave on time.
No, we now have less than
Oh,
5.
you would change that one?
What's that?
You would change that one?
I think I would. I think I would. I think I wanted it to be a happily ever after instead of a tragic fond remembering.
Okay.
I think I wanted it to be a happily ever after.
Right, because
I can agree with
we are
that.
still in the eras of the gays have to die.
Right. Right.
That is still that era, but written by Fanny Flagg, frequent panelist on Match Game.
Oh, good to know.
Interesting.
Good to know.
I enjoyed the
I'm so
flag.
with Bear about Celine Dion. Put her on the Titanic.
And then my second answer is
Helen,
the
I share.
Matrix.
Okay, it is true that we
Matrix?
share.
The
a brain.
Matrix.
Okay.
Yeah, the third one.
I was gonna say which one.
Well, the
'cause
the finale of
Yeah.
the trilogy.
I have no.
I
Because
am
it was life changing to me, and then they killed the one.
And then
What the
that
fuck? He
happened.
just like lays down and dies. No.
Oh,
Keep
the Matrix.
fighting, motherfucker. Yeah.
Okay.
I will recuse myself because I don't watch movies.
Oh, well, you've seen a movie here. There. What movie would you change? Shut up.
Just
You've
make
not
some,
seen
make
no
some shit up.
movies.
What else is new?
I was happy with how 9 to 5 came out, so I was good with that.
Well,
Big Benji. I mean, I was happy with that in the 70s.
Old Yeller.
Still dead.
Yeah.
But he needed to die.
What about Where the
dog
Red
had to be
Fern
put down.
Grows?
Never seen
Also
it.
horribly sad.
Yeah,
No idea.
I've never seen it actually, but somebody broke the news.
Cried
to me
my
and I
face off in the
bawled
book.
Charlotte's Web. I think there was a...
I think that ends in bacon. No, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Moral of the story: bacon.
Bacon.
So come on, there's not
good.
one movie you've watched that you thought that should have ended differently.
This may...
Like
This,
he should have turned out.
You
gay,
asked this
or
question like
he
I
should-
actually
he
pay
should have
attention.
gotten the girl.
I got nothing for you. I really don't.
Romeo and Juliet. They should have lived.
Yeah.
Fuck, who cares?
Claire Danes should have been better. What?
I really have nothing for you.
All right. Boring.
Because movies to me don't really mean anything.
Right.
They're a
For
waste.
Clayton, they don't. Yeah.
To me, they don't. They're just a waste of time when I could be accomplishing shit.
I can't even listen to these words.
I mean, I spent 3 hours with you, and I think also I could accomplish shit.
That's what everybody in the chat room is thinking.
I don't accomplish anything. You know what I had to do today? I had to get my happy ass up and go to my office at Starbucks to actually accomplish anything.
Your office at Starbucks. I
Yeah.
see. We're free Wi-Fi as a parent. Okay.
Well, mine would be Fatal Attraction. I felt cheated from the very beginning that they were playing so hot and heavy with the Madame Butterfly analogy, and that
Who knows that? Who knows that?
everyone that watches it, she plays Madame Butterfly. They have a whole conversation about Madame Butterfly. Like, they talk extensively about Madame Butterfly.
Something about how's your food, the dog, and she goes woof. That's all I know. Woof.
What?
Wow.
There's a bunny.
In Fatal Attraction,
There's a
Isn't that
bunny.
where how's your food or how's something? And she woofs when he finds out he's eating his dog.
no.
What is that?
No, that's War of the Roses.
Whatever. Fuck it. Who cares? I wish that would have been
I was
different.
like, what the fuck are you talking about?
There's something where a dog is boiled.
Yeah,
No, I
War,
know.
but he does. But then because
Attraction's a bunny that's
because of
boiled.
America's like fascination and just retardedness about animals, they show the dog like 20 minutes later running around the backyard. Because even though the cat is clearly dead, you can't kill a dog in a movie. No, Fatal
right.
Attraction, because they did it. They just played it up so much, and it turns out in the original ending, which we found out weeks after the movie came out, she kills herself and makes it to look like he did it, so he goes to jail for killing her.
Smart.
But the test audiences didn't like it, and they changed the ending, and they made it that he kills her as she turns into a stalker, and she disagreed with it and talks about it all the time. And it just makes more sense if you follow the Madame Butterfly ending of her killing herself when she realizes he loves his wife.
Sure.
But then the kicker is she sets him up for the murder. So that's the thing.
Alrighty. Well,
That's exactly
we are.
right there.
We have found ourselves at the end of another 3-hour set of whatever the fuck we call this show.
Oh wait, 6 Feet Under is the greatest ending of any TV show ever,
Oh.
ever. And watching Fatal Attraction up until she boils the rabbit, I was on her side. I thought she was perfectly a legit character. When she boiled the rabbit, I'm like, all right, I'm not on her team anymore.
Hard.
What did I say? Fatal Attraction. She boiled something. I knew something
I
died.
told you a rabbit.
Yeah, but
I didn't hear you.
War of the Roses is the one with Michael Douglas and the dog.
Somewhere
died.
when something gets boiled. That's all I know. That's all I
But
got.
Wolf is from War of the Roses.
Whatever. Okay, there's that.
Oh, I can't
All
believe
right,
it.
kids, we've done it. We've wrapped up another 3 hours of love and tenderness and boiling of things. Who gives a shit? We'll be back next Tuesday with more love and tenderness and booze. I'm not sure how it's all going to work out, but we'll figure it out.
Probably less love and tenderness. And
What we're going to do is leave you with our parting words, which we do every week. We will see you next Tuesday!
You've been listening to The Show on Q Talk America.